We are gathered here again tonight, fellow AA members, to talk about the greatest temptation the devil ever created. Alcohol. Mr. Booze. Mr. Booze. Mr. Booze. Mr. B-double-O-Z.
That sure spells booze.
You will wind up wearing tattered shoes if you mess with Mr. Booze.
Don't mess with Mr. Booze.
Don't mess with Mr. Booze.
Don't mess with B-double-O-Z-E. If you've been so stiff they thought you died, you'll feel better once you've testified. Testify.
Oh, yeah.
Testify.
I want to testify. I want to testify.
Well then cleanse yourself, my son. Cleanse yourself.
One time I took a library book out and I fell asleep reading it and I left it under the bed. I forgot about it for 3.5 years. I was going to take it back on Amnesty Day, but on Amnesty Day I had a sip of rosé wine and I never made it out of the house.
Who's to blame?
Who's to blame?
What's his name?
We know his name is Mr. Booze. Mr.
Hey, we got a $23 job pass.
He don't ever choose. Any game you play with him, you lose. So don't mess with Mr. Booze.
Hey, we got a
If your head feels like it's
$23
2
job pass.
miles wide,
2 miles wide.
you'll feel better once you've testified.
Testify.
Oh, yeah.
Testify.
I want to testify. I want to testify.
Well, come forward, dear brother, and testify.
I used to be a soda pop guy. Then I switched to the bottle. Now I don't leave my couch, and I've seen every movie ever. You name a movie, I've seen it.
Meet Dave.
Seen it.
The Iger sanction.
Seen it.
Donovan's Reef.
Seen it.
License to drive.
Definitely seen it.
That's a shame.
What a shame.
Who's to blame?
For Corey Haim, his name is Mr. Booze. Mr. Booze, Mr. B-double-O-Z-E, you must refuse. You'll make the obituary news if you mess with Mr. Booze. If you've been so sick they thought you died, you'll feel better once you testify. Testify. Testify.
This man wants to testify.
Very well, my brother, let us lead him on the path of righteousness.
This poor gentleman used to speak in long, eloquent sentences, but after years of drinking, he can only speak in short, choppy utterances. Why, at one time, if you asked him who his favorite musicians were, he'd say Leonard Bernstein, Johann Sebastian Bach, and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. But thanks to that old devil hooch, it's all changed. Who's your favorite musician, Ollie?
Cher!
He doesn't even like Cher.
Now, alcohol makes a big man small and can lead to a life of crime.
Demon rum makes a gent a bum and you cash him before your time.
Bootleg gin puts you in a spin till you don't even know your name.
You're a basket case flat on your face, and there's only one guy to blame.
Mr. Mr. Booze, Mr. Booze, Mr. B-double-O-Z, he don't ever choose.
You will wind up wearing tattered shoes if you mess with Mr. Booze.
Don't mess with Mr. Booze.
Oh, Mr. Booze.
Don't mess with Mr. Booze.
Oh, Mr. Booze.
Don't mess with Mr. Booze.
Don't mess with B-double-O-Z-E, 'cause that spells booze, and you're gonna lose with Mr. Booze.
Oh, yeah.
Don't mess around with Mr. Booze.
Don't mess with Mr. Booze.
That's what he said now.
Don't mess with Mr. Booze.
Oh, Mr. Booze.
Don't mess with Mr. Booze. Mr. Booze. Don't mess with Mr. Booze. Don't mess with Mr. Booze. Ah, oh, Mr. Booze. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah.
What I never will let anyone forget is that once like shows like American Dad and Family Guy die, like when they're finally done with making this shit, never really gonna see shows like that again. I mean, like never really gonna see shows like that again, and it'll only be a sad trend in adult entertainment because Rick and Morty fell off. I feel like the close second, not even second. I feel like a close stepchild could be Smiling Friends, maybe. But we have to see how long Smiling Friends stays around. No, I don't care about that fucking 10-year contract Rick and Morty got. That shit don't matter, especially when the show is ass. Like, I can't even watch that shit no more. It's not fun. And it's not fun anymore. But hi. Alive and well, I am actually. Shocked. I don't know why, but when I go on Twitch on my phone, it says I haven't streamed in a week, which I know is not true. Unfortunately, I recognize that is not true. But, my people, we have things to discuss. We have things among us. We have things in the world that exist today that only exist because people really, and I do mean really, like discourse. Now, I just want to see for myself. I want to see for myself how people have interpreted this, because, of course, we're going to run the risk of copyright by dealing with Jubilee on this fine day. And if it goes bad, well, I'll just watch it on Twitch. But I've been seeing this discourse, and I want to see how the world tends to react. And I'm not watching any of these clips beforehand. I don't want to hear what any of these people are saying. I want to read tweets. Woke activist actress gets cooked by black conservative. Because the one thing I hate about this, I just got through watching that. Don't tell me anything. I have not watched one fucking millisecond of this. Don't tell me anything. But what I do love about when they do these round tables is that people will just pick certain moments that make their side look good and will ignore the rest of it. It's like, I don't know, maybe this motherfucker comes away looking smart. Maybe she gets jumped by 20 motherfuckers, not physically, but more so verbally. You got Amanda Seales cooked. Amanda Seales get cooked yet again. How does Amanda Seales' argument move people? Does it feel good to view yourself as a victim? The truth about my debate, I'm not watching that. Candace Owens versus Amanda Seales, I believe would actually instill more propaganda to get people to hate black people on all sides. I appeared on Region. Many of you asked me about the experience. Couldn't have worded this better. Amanda Seales 8. Not once throughout the entire debate does Amanda Seales consider the possibility of being wrong. Amanda Seales having to break down why record labels push brain-rotted music into the black community on purpose and why artists feel obligated to allow it. Amanda Seales is the enemy of black men. If I could sum up my experience, he actually is. He said at the very end of the debate that he's not even black American. Hold on. What are you replying to, good buddy? I couldn't even sit across from a colored person like this. He's not black. He's clearly colored. Systemic racism doesn't exist. Amanda Seales versus Candace Owens in an octagon fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm giving that to Amanda Seales. Amanda Seales will blues the fuck out of Candace Owens. I want y'all to know that. Not a single man Amanda Seales debated had a clean lineup or a lineup at all. That should have told y'all what y'all needed to know. Oh my God. Is that P of? I mean, you said it, not me. You said it. This is one of the people Amanda Seales is arguing with, and I want more and better from us as a people. He has an unserious. He is as unserious as his bottomless goatee. I was so thrown off by all of this. I didn't even notice the missing piece. This man has you know what? Never mind. I'm trying to get through this 20 black conservative versus Amanda Seales, but nigga, these motherfuckers are absolutely impossible. This level of unchecked anti-intellectualism. Amanda Seales got roasted, and her comeback, sure, black people are out here committing crime. Oh, God. Amanda Seales, that's from 2024. Watching this Amanda Seales versus black conservatives, y'all did not pay attention in school. Words mean things, but this baby here, race versus ethnicity, was beating his ass. Oh, God. White supremacy is a lie. Black code. Okay. Your ignorance is overwhelming. Amanda Seales sums up this black-skinned white mask. His ignorance and idiocy are centuries in the making. Black people like him are the only invention white people can be proud of. Oh, God. Amanda Seales debates on reparations. Amanda Seales strong as hell because fades would have been caught immediately, and that's why some of y'all don't get allowed on these things. This Amanda Seales Jubilee episode shows me that ultimately nobody knows what they believe and why they believe it or where their beliefs come from, just mashing regurgitated talking points together and never getting to the root. Some were close, though. I feel like that might be the strongest take. Leon was thinking what we all thinking. Listen. Are you listening? I'm not going to say what this looks like, but I'm certain there's been a day where you just heard news of something where if you could just hear the something and you picture the face, this is the face of what you picture. That indeed is the face of what it is you picture. Hello, Leon. How you doing? I'm doing terrible. Mentally, probably at a low point. Physically, feel great. Listen, y'all. Somebody gave me shit like literally on my birthday about how there's been no like videos on the cooking channel. How foolish. Because not only did I upload one yesterday, I have to edit one today. And then I will put that up probably at the end of the day, or depending on how lazy I truly am, tomorrow. And then on Thursday, because I'm so productive, I'm going to watch that fucking Jussie Smollett documentary just to see. Like, I have to. I have to see what that's about. Like, I can't ignore that. I invested so much time into that man. What's like an hour and 40 minutes? I have to watch it. And you know what's crazy? I hope there's something. And any of y'all could disagree. I truly hope that there is something in that documentary that makes me even for a second believe this dude got jumped. Because it's been years. And the gimmick has fallen so far, it's embarrassing at this point. I hope he got something. I hope Netflix interviewed somebody with something, and it's not just an hour of fluff. It's not an hour of he's a good person. It's not an hour of did he do it. Like, I don't want that. Give me, please. Like, I'm on my knees begging, please give me something. A very long hour and 40 minutes of life. I mean, I've watched worse documentaries. All right, I want to keep reading. As someone who absolutely can't stand the FBA cult, I'm overjoyed with this weirdo Amanda Seales to now be the official FBA mascot. Oh, God. Amanda Seales is the most toxic, miserable, unbearable, nasty, disrespectful black woman in America. That is tangentially not true. The bitch Amanda Seales so heated for being cooked. The CIA must be real happy to see y'all promote that Amanda Seales Jubilee episode. Amanda Seales is an intelligent woman. I need like one bombastic take and then I can start watching. And I feel like I already read it, but I want to see if there's another one. I want to see if there's another one. This is what happens when you have a few tethers speaking for black Americans. Other than the BLM bullshit Amanda Seales was pushing, she did a decent job. Jubilee, make sure you vet your so-called black American better. This part of the Amanda Seales Jubilee debate killed me. I don't want to watch it. I literally am combing through this shit. I'm literally combing through this. Amanda Seales calls out immigrants for undermining FBA. Seeing that Amanda Seales debate should let you know how cooked we are as a community. No, that's that. Sorry, but the fictitious boner y'all have with Amanda Seales in the moment is it's not. I'm sorry, but it's not the problem here. I'm sorry to report that in that moment, that is not the problem. And I will not have alcohol on hand for when I watch that shit. I need to be lubed up. I need to be lubed up. I need to be sobered up. That way I'm paying attention. Because I don't the sick part is there's going to be people who react to that fucking documentary and they're not going to react to it in earnest. They're going to waste your fucking time. They're going to spout a literal bunch of fictitious fucking beliefs. And they're going to do it with smiles on their fucking faces, and that's what's going to aggravate the absolute fuck out of me. It's why I hate shit like this, is because people will pick one moment out of the thing and say, huzzah, we did it. We won something. And then we all sit there like, wait, what did you win? How do you accidentally say lubed up versus sobered up? Regardless of what you try to say about me, we all know that I'm a victim of whatever was going on Epstein Island. You can try to throw your little jokes and jabs at little old Leon, but you and I both know I am a victim. You can try your best in these moments to make me look foolish, but you and I are well aware that I am a victim. I got my blood sucked. All right, now I want to watch this shit.
Black hole.
Oh God, that voice. Oh God, that voice. Black. All right, y'all know how we do this. Y'all know how we're going about doing this. You know, especially on YouTube, Jubilee's a bunch of pussies. So it's going to be in the corner. And if necessary, if we need a full scope, why in the fuck is Anthony Brian Logan in this? He's right there. Look at the guy. He's bald. He's bald. Why is he? Oh my God, is that his hairline? Oh my God, this shit touching the tip of his head. Oh my God. Oh my dear Lord. And first of all, wait a minute. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Is she pregnant? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, they got 4 black conservative women. Why are they there? Excuse me. Why are these women there? Who the fuck wants to speak to you? Whores, get in the kitchen and serve your food to master like you're fucking supposed to. I told y'all. I don't want to hear that shit. I told y'all I don't like conservative women online. They do this. They all do the same shit. They're hypocrites. I don't want to hear, if you're a woman and you're conservative, I don't want to hear your fucking opinion. Shut up. Get the fuck in that kitchen. Make that man a sandwich. And then put your face down and ass up and make him some babies like you supposed to do. Because that's what y'all be wanting feminists to fucking do. Lube up, bitch. Are you body shaming? You haven't seen me body shame yet. Like, I could body shame. I could. I don't know why they let that pregnant lady on. I ain't gonna lie. Do not tell me. I will end this stream right now. I don't give a fuck. I will end this stream right now. But I just want to watch to see if this woman who is pregnant and looks to maybe be 4 months pregnant tries to get up and run to that fucking seat. I just want to see if it happens. I want to know if it happens. I want to feel it deep inside. Look at my ultimate team. Look at my top 5. It's getting better. I got 90s now. Now look, I'm gonna play a game. I'm gonna play a game of ultimate team. I will. And as soon as this shit goes horrendously bad, I'm turning on Uno. I'm turning Uno on with so much passion in my fucking soul. You understand me? Boston Richie? Leon is the master of dead noise, or did the stream just die? Oh my God, can you fucks not hear me? Can you functioning fucks not hear me? Did my mic die? Works now, or you're just a bitch who wanted to distract? You wanted to distract from my efforts, you fuck. You fuck. You fuck. You fucky fuck. Okay. In the words of Huey Freeman, niggalize me.
Black culture is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers
So
in
white
the black
culture
home. Let's talk.
Oh my God, here we go. There are no fathers? So you telling me this room that has black men in it, none of you are housing your children? None of you are housing your children? You're all worthless.
Stop.
Who do we
You're
vote
talking
for?
to a radical, not a Democrat. The radical mind state simply is living opposite to our colonizers, which is an imperialist, capitalist mind state, and radical blacks do not believe that that is any way for us to have liberation. Well, here's
So
what
when
you
you-
all keep
no,
doing.
no, no,
You
just
keep
give me-
interrupting me when I'm talking, and you don't want to hear the
But
point
the
that I'm
point
going to
you're-
make.
the point that
And
you're
yet you want
raising-
me to respect your point. And that's not how a debate works. If I show you respect, give me the respect back. Ooh.
Oh God. I don't feel like I'm gonna make it. Personally, I feel like I'm in for a treat that I don't want. You know how you get offered a sweet treat and then instead of it being like a zebra cake, it's like HIV. Like I feel like I'm just going.
I knew I was going to be surrounded by ignorance, but damn, let's go. Greetings. I am Amanda Seals, widely known as a comedian, an actress, a disruptor, an annoying person on the internet who always tells the truth. And I am now an artistic intellectual who commits myself to making art that educates. And today, I am surrounded by 20 black conservatives. My first claim is it is undeniable that reparations are just and necessary.
Wait, everybody in real time. I want to see that pregnant woman run. She ain't even move. I swear, I put on everything I stand for. If that woman has something to say, if these motherfuckers don't just stop and let her walk up that fucking, why is he wide open? If they don't like help her up and put her on that seat, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'll put it on everything I stand for. I'm gonna lose my mind if that fucking woman get up and try to run. And why is what I believe to be the oldest person there, Anthony Brian Logan, first? How is he the first one? The black community has a unique issue with athleticism, and while we do have great examples of elite athleticism in the individuals, such as LeBron James or Derrick Rose before the ACL tear, and I made him quit, just so y'all know. Why is he, this is peak weakness. My community is ruined. No wonder the white, never mind.
All right, reparations, fair, necessary. My question would be, who's going to get it? Why would they get it? And how long are we going to sit here focusing on trying to get reparations? It's been how many years since slavery? 150 years?
Congress ratified the 13th amendment, which abolished slavery in December of 1865.
1865. Whenever there's a real thing that this country wants to do, they do it. Stop Asian hate. Okay, there's a problem with the Asian hate. Let's draft a bill.
LeBron has skills at squeezing tears out of his eyes. You're a sad fuck who doesn't recognize that motherfucker is actually athletic, and your fictitious hatred for him for unjustified reasons really means nothing here.
And it's done. Anything that needs to be done is done. With us, it's a carrot they dangle in front of us that they don't really want to do. And it's not.
My bad. LeBron probably said something you didn't agree with, and now you pissy. Oh, my bad. He flopped. Oh, God.
Not going to help. We need education. Oh, it's not going to help. No, it's not. We need education. Getting a check from the government is not going to do that. And we need proper education. A lot of us go to these institutions where we're not really prepared, we're not really focused, and we don't get things that'll help us in the real world. So if you want to help black people, a check from the government, from our tax dollars is going to get raised because, let's be clear, everybody in here is black. We all American. We all got to pay taxes. It'll go to that. So I don't really.
This fucking poor pregnant lady. I bet not. I swear to God, I'm gonna lose my mind if she get up and try to waddle over there in front of a bunch of grown ass fucking adults that just won't argue. I'm gonna lose my shit, bro.
See how this is going to help us at all.
Okay. Well, first I'll start with it will help on even just a moral level. The reality is that the United States has become very comfortable with the fact that it does not consider black people equal, and it shows that in many ways that I'm sure we will discuss over the course of today. But ultimately, there has not been a committed, concerted effort to shifting the mindset around the use of black people as a labor force in this nation back when it was slavery, now in the use of slavery as slave labor in prisons. So on a basic cultural level, reparations are an act of repair. They are an effort to say, our bad, we see you now. We have seen that done with Japanese folks who were put in internment camps. We have seen that done with Jewish folks. We have seen that done even in the case of slave owners who received reparations.
Is that yes, that is Anthony motherfucking Brian Logan. Yes. That is Anthony Brian Logan. The man, the myth.
When it comes to the use of tax dollars to pay reparations, and this is going to come up a lot today, it's a matter of values, right? For me, my value system circulates around the fact that I think that as a community, we should all be engaged in repair for our community. So I don't think there should be any problem with there being tax dollars spent at repairing consistent efforts that have been made to impede black people. So the reparations you're talking about are not just related to slavery. There's reparations that have been discussed all over this nation in different communities.
I can't, listen, I don't know who's just watching or if you're just getting here. This is the ugliest man I've ever seen. Is the ugliest conservative on the face of the earth. Hold on. Wait a minute. Motherfucking to the house. Touchdown, dickhead!
As it relates to particular massacres.
Anyway, this is the ugliest conservative I've ever seen.
As it relates to redlining and the impediment of black people to earn wealth by having property. There's been impediments in various ways that can be repaired. And I want to also just add, there's reparations that are considered a cash payment from a government. There's also the version of reparations that shows up in how funds are applicated to specific groups of people. So there's multiple ways in which what you're stating cannot happen.
Black Lives Matter, Leon. I mean, if they did, you know what? Never mind.
Could very well happen.
Okay, now as far as the money going towards certain things that's going to help us, let's look at Baltimore public schools. They get, I think, the third most money per pupil in the U.S.
Baltimore City spends $18,000 up to $18,000 per student, the 13th highest of the nation's 100 largest districts. Despite the spending, only 60% of 8th graders read at or above the national standards, and only 13% of 4th graders.
Like $15,000 per student, but yet the majority of the population that comes from that environment can't read. They're illiterate. So we're dumping money on the situation, yes, but yet we're not getting the results we should get from it. Money's not going to help the thing. We need to just focus on what we need to focus on. As far as black people being labor force of this country.
Wait, so how are we going to focus on it without proper funding? Because you could throw money at it, but if the money is not being used the right way.
What else are we doing? We got 25% of us on some kind of government assistance.
Black people receive varying levels of government assistance. 37% are enrolled in Medicaid or CHIP. 24% receive SNAP. 13% receive free or reduced school meals.
1 out of every 3 black men will go to jail. We got to do something. We got to work with our hands, work with tools, do something, because we're not doing much of anything. And also, one more piece here. Reparations, again, always dangling in front of us, never going to happen. As long as you've been living, as long as I've been living, as long as everybody been living, they say, we need it, and it never gets done. One more piece.
You just said one more piece, then you're adding another one.
I promise.
So hold on to it. No, hold on to it.
I ain't gonna lie, you can't be saying one more piece at every fucking sentence, Anthony. Anthony! If you're gonna say one more piece and then say a statement, you can't just be like, one more piece. You soggy bitch! You soggy bum bitch!
Land the plane. I'm gonna land the plane, I promise. Reparations is a thing, like I said, it's a carrot dangling in front of us. They're never really gonna get it done. And if it was gonna get done, it would have already been done.
You said that already. You didn't land the plane. You landed it and kept talking to the passengers and not letting them out.
It's something that they're using to try and make us stay Democrat. That's what I wanted to say.
Well, Democrats are not doing reparations either. This is not partisan. This is black partisan, baby.
Give me pig!
Well, this is not partisan.
Who do we vote for? Who do we vote for 90% of the time? There's no incentive.
To be quite honest, you're not talking to a Democrat. You're talking to a radical.
Okay, but let's land this.
And I made him quit.
Plane very quickly.
Who do we vote for?
Let's land this plane quickly.
What do you mean, who do we vote for? All of you niggas are conservative. We know who y'all voted for. What the fuck? What is this we you speak of? I don't think anybody in there can speak a lick of French, nor do I think anybody in there knows the difference between a fucking croissant and a croix madame. That's my favorite thing to say.
Talking to a radical, not a Democrat.
Okay, and you are your own person.
Let me
but
tell
who
you
do
something
we vote
now.
For?
I don't know what they told you, but if they told you that cutting me off is how I was going to get clicks, stop it now.
Oh, no.
That's not.
Oh, no. Oh, no. This is going to devolve. This is going to devolve into a fucking shouting match. Oh no. Oh no. Wait a minute. Time out. What's good, Leon? What that mouth be doing? I'm about to lose this game. I'm about to fucking lose this game. This is bullshit. I'm about to lose this game. To be fair, he hasn't been letting her talk. That is true. I don't know how many times a motherfucker can say something and be like one more thing and then say another thing and then say one more thing. It's like, gotta let a motherfucker respond. You gotta let a motherfucker respond.
That's not how we're gonna enter.
We having a debate.
A debate does not require.
Leon be having crazy throat game. Oh my. Oh. And the motherfucker next thing to say is true? Oh my. Well, don't I feel like the caddy at the fucking Prop 8? Like, don't I feel like the good patient who's getting that nice prostate exam?
You're continuously cutting somebody off.
Okay, no problem.
Now, I do want to state this. You're stating things as it relates to how money is not fixing a problem without acknowledging the fact that the problem doesn't exist in a vacuum and that there are so many other factors that are determining how that money is getting spent to impede it from actually fixing a problem.
I remember one day somebody asked me what would have to happen for me to be on Jubilee. And I knew this motherfucker meant it in a way like, because he knows I'm never going to be on that because I don't have the social status to be on that. But I would rather get penetrated by 7 men who have the grossest HIV before I ever sit at a table of I completely just stretch my balls out on that. I would need HIV riddled men to fuck my face before anything. Her outfit's so tacky. You're not really having any strong critiques here. That's disappointing.
You can put all the money into Baltimore public schools you want, but if you are also putting all this money into policing, into communities that are not getting resources, then you are also creating your own conundrum. The other part of this is that when you're saying,
as a black person, why should a white person who has never owned a slave give me reparations for slavery when I've never been a slave? You don't understand. It's the systemical history behind how much oppression that you feel on any given moment in making sure that every day you wake up and recognizing that you're nothing more than a nigga. And you know, a weemba.
saying they, you know, the they is a broad context. And the last part of this that I will say is that you keep saying they're dangling this in our face, they're dangling in our face. Slavery lasted for 400 years. It hasn't even been 400 years since slavery. So should we be only fighting for a quarter of the time to get repair?
All right, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You've been voted out by the majority.
All right.
Please return to your seat.
Okay.
The pregnant lady did not move. She still did not move. She still did not move.
My name's Matt Nuclear.
Hello, Matt. Matt Nuclear?
Matt Nuclear, yes.
Matt Nuclear, give me a better handshake on that. Let's do it.
I appreciate having this conversation with a beautiful black woman like yourself. This is nice, beautiful arena here.
Gay, trying to get some pussy.
I disagree that reparations are necessary. I think the most important thing that's necessary right now for the black community would be the stopping of violence, especially black on black violence. I don't see how reparations is going to solve anything. You can give everyone here like a $50,000, especially people that are in the streets who are committing violent crimes consistently, a $50,000 check. It's not going to fix anything.
I love that she rolled her eyes because in this same timeline, oh my God, catch the ball. I love in this same timeline that I got shit for this. Listen, I got shit for this, and I wish I screenshotted it. Somebody got mad at me because apparently I missed the point, the philosophical understanding of the point around I'm gonna fuck my own face. Get me out of this game. I refuse to understand why blocking is not a thing people do in these fucking games. I just refuse to understand it. But the video I made about the woman who's like, hey, black people, go shoot military. Go shoot active military men. Apparently, I missed the philosophical point in that, and all anyone ever does with me is just watch me curse all the time and think I make a point. To the people in this chat, if you just so happen to have a problem with me saying the words fuck, shit, bitch, or damn, go choke yourself for sexual pleasure. Because in a moment in time when truly you can understand how people come to different perspectives as they navigate through life, you have to reach a point where you understand that people are just saying things for the sake of their own fictitious fantasies. And when a woman who knows that black people spend their time being disproportionately incarcerated is telling those same people to commit a crime that will land them in jail for a very long time and will be used as a narrative by the opposition that you hate so much, the white supremacists, as a means to say, hey, here's why we're cracking down on all these areas like Washington. A very eloquent point was brought up that Trump needs to go to the murder capitals of all these different areas, you know, the Chicagos, the Louisianas, but he hasn't yet. But, you know, in those moments in time, you would tend to want to understand that the different perplexities and how one thinks and how one operates would be a better understanding for people to recognize their own moronic details. But because I live in a world where a bunch of people don't really comprehend like niceness and sincerity behind those words, I say they're fucking stupid for trying to get a bunch of black people arrested while they sit their fat ass on the fucking ground gnawing on some fucking chips. Y'all got me bent. Y'all running out of reasons to not fucking like me. Just admit it. Y'all like me. Y'all like the smoothness of my voice. Y'all like what I bring to the T-A-B-L-E. I could say it like an intellectual. I could also say it like a dickhead. Nothing gonna change. My point's not defeated. And I'm not sitting here having no deep philosophical conversation around shooting active members of the military, especially when I have someone very dear to me who probably doesn't give a fuck whether if I live or die, who is an active military member. So fuck no, I got bias in this game. Shoot my friend, I'll commit the war crime. The hell? Not against America, to the FBI agent who I know is watching and listening. I will commit the war crime to the person who shoots my friend. You feel me? You understand me? Can y'all come up with better reasons to not like me? Like, I just need it. I need like something to motivate me, to fucking make me want to stretch my ass and just go, and just like make me wince. Ain't nothing making me wince no more. Everybody's just fucking dumb. Everybody's just fucking dumb because I guess mama ain't touch them. Let me give you another one. Then we can go back to watching this. Let me give you another one. Will forever have beef with the person who came up with the idea for making ads on a live stream? Let me give you another one. You should have beef with the fucking content creators you watch who put ads on their live streams. But they don't want to tell you that they do that for money. I'll tell you I'll do it for money. I'll tell you. But yesterday, this fucking Noah Samson video, I'm actually pretty proud of it. I stand behind the shit I said. Because if you actually care about wanting to create aid for dead Palestinian children, you won't try to back end it with, oh my God, I hate Ethan Klein so much, or oh my God, his wife so much. And you wouldn't undermine motherfuckers who are actively doing the thing you want. And this dickhead writes a paragraph, first of all, bold. Bold, 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 bold. He writes this paragraph essentially saying, hey, Leon, he did all of this. You were just memeing in another YouTuber's chat, which I was. But here's the fatal flaw in the logic of Noah Samson got people to donate and he raised money. He told you that shit was not enough. Imagine being convinced to care about something by a guy who's back-ending his care with his fictitious parasocial hatred of a YouTuber. And then you give up your money, your schmeckles, your ruples. And this fuck proceeds to tell you yeah, that's cool and all, but we in the West should do more. We should escalate. And gets chewed out for that because he don't have a fucking point to make. He tells you to escalate, but doesn't tell you how, and proceeds to edit that out because it makes him look bad. Now, mind you, we live in a time period where people have done what some of you might consider escalation, and they've murdered people. They've murdered billionaires, CEOs, politicians. And I'm going to say this clearly because I know there's at least one dumb fuck who wants to, well, when you think about it, me. Whatever these motherfuckers are doing, I do not blame on Noah. I do not blame on Hassan. I do not blame on any political streamer, because if you want to play that really fictitious game, we can, you're going to get mad how I win it. You're going to get mad when I pull in your political favorites and how they promote violence towards other people. And you could me to death. But I'm just playing the game to win. I'm not playing it to be fair. I'm not playing it to have fun. Because you have people who will see something and be like, see, this happened because of Destiny. This happened because of Hassan. This happened because of Noah. And that logic will not stand with me. Unless the motherfucker who did it says out loud, I was inspired by Noah Samson. That's a psychopath. Oh, these radical leftists, that's a psychopath. Oh, this fucking conservative, that's a psychopath. Y'all spend so much time trying to blame each other, y'all don't solve the problem. It's the 19th. Every morning, I'm just petrified to look at my phone and see in real time, a mass shooting at a school. And then just watching the cycle go forth. Noah Samson has copyright struck people. See, that's the dumb shit I'm talking about. You see how nothing I just said warranted that response from you? What does that do or mean? Nothing. Oh my God. Nothing I brought up has anything to do with copyright striking. Wow. What a dipshit commentary YouTuber response. We're talking about fictitious plans on how to actually advocate against war, and you're bringing up, LOL, he copyright struck a YouTuber I don't watch. Stay on topic. Stay on target. Didn't a Jewish museum shooter happen like a week later? And I'm not blaming that on Noah. You can't tie that back to Noah. You can't tie that back to Hassan. And your attempt to do so will fall flat on its fucking face. Because I'm not them dumb fucks you watch. I'm going to challenge you. And you're going to lose. And I'm going to laugh. And then hours later, I'm going to beat my meat. The blind hatred y'all have for these fucking content creators, close that fucking laptop. Close that fucking app on your phone. Go beat your meat. Go masturbate. You will feel a lot better. You'll feel a lot better about yourself. That's a dumb way to go. We're talking about this motherfucker's piss poor efforts to get people to care about a war, and the first thing you bring up is he copyright struck people. Who gives a fuck? Appeal it. Who gives a flying fadoodle? Appeal the strike, pansy. What were we talking about? Oh, this.
It's not going to increase the median household income in the next 10 years by 10% or 20%. For example, we have the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. We prevented Chinese people from getting citizenship and even entering the country. We discriminated against them and basically put them under apartheid, even here in the United States. Yet they have the highest median household income. How is that possible? How come they don't complain and feel entitled consistently to beg for reparations and beg for this when they are killing each other 90% of the time, which is the rate that black people kill each other, according to the FBI?
Oh, young Matt.
Yet white people are the oppressors.
I'm not sure where your education came from, but they lied to you.
Wait, hold up. I need a thing. According to the Department of Justice, the homicide victimization rate for black persons, 21.3 per 100,000 persons, was more than 6 times the rate for the whites.
Matt.
Yet white people are the oppressors.
I'm not sure where your education came from, but they lied to you.
Stats don't lie, though.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there, particularly when the statistics are coming from the sources that gain from the statistics being shown a different way. So if you're going to start your argument.
At that point, then why do we use them? Literally, with that statement, no statistics should matter because a motherfucker could just be lying. See, me personally, this is why when we get to them stats and motherfuckers say that shit, it then devolves into, so why should I give a fuck about the stats you bring up? If I'm bringing you stats and your immediate response is, well, you got that from a place that profits off of sending out those stats to make people look bad, then the stats that you use to make you look good are worthless too. Oh my God. What the fuck is the point of this?
On stats don't lie. You've already lost the argument. They lie all the time. One, comparing Chinese people who are immigrants that made a choice to come to the United States and comparing the continued effort of black people to ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them to show and live and exist in their true citizenship is a false.
The fact that I will throw the ball to my wide receiver and he will jump up in the air and get the smallest bit of contact and drop the ball, and this pussy did not drop that and get the turnover on downs, screams to me the belief that EA purposefully made this fucking game so terrible to get people to play Madden. It is unconstitutional.
False equivalency.
I don't believe that happens at all. What? No one here is in.
Are you acting right now? Do you really believe
I'm telling
this?
the truth. There's no systemic racism that I've experienced here in America. What system is racist? I think the only racism we've actually seen recently, systemic racism that we've seen, is the application of systemic racism against white people. The University of Western Washington, for example, has been trying to segregate dormitories, using black-only dormitories because black people feel safer amongst each other. But they're more likely to kill each other than white people are ever to kill them. That's just the truth. You have King Von rapping about killing other black men. Why?
Isn't King Von dead? I thought we don't speak ill of the dead. Or can I continue hating Hulk Hogan?
Should I think that the white man is the oppressor when black men are more likely to kill me?
Oh my God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion.
Ma'am, he wasn't talking to you disrespectfully. He wasn't even raising his voice at you. I'd have understand it. Like if he clicked out, it was like, you dumb bitch. Like I would have understood it. But what? I'm not talking to you like you my mama. Just cause you old don't mean shit. I'm gonna talk to my mama like my mama. I'm gonna talk to you like a stranger. Look at that pregnant woman. Oh my God. Look, they just had her there. Like my fucking goodness. They just had poor lady. Poor little lady. Poor little lady. They just had her there. That's just a fucking shame. That's just a fucking shame.
So let's check that now. Okay. So on a basic level, we have to understand that systemic racism is grounded in the realities that black people have not been considered an equal human being in this country since its onset. So there's simply no way to make the argument that there isn't systemic racism, and we have seen in very clear ways the system operate in an organically racist way. Do not cut me off. When we talk about systemic racism, we can start with even the fact that redlining, which was implemented to discriminate black communities. Are you shaking your head that redlining doesn't exist?
No.
Redlining is the practice of denying mortgages to those who lived in neighborhoods considered risky. Lenders targeted black and immigrant communities in urban areas. That practice was outlawed in 1968. However, it should be noted that there are ways to get around these laws.
No, I'm saying I don't think it really existed at all. I mean, no, I don't think so at all.
So it does exist. And stating that it doesn't exist doesn't make it no longer exist. Redlining absolutely exists. It is not something that's being made up. It's an empirical fact. And there are realities that exist because of redlining. We know that school systems are related to the way that property taxes are affecting.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That one tweet was right. I don't see like a fresh lining out of any of these niggas. Oh my God.
The school systems.
Property taxes provided more than 1/3 of the funding to public schools nationwide. Therefore, the school districts with lower home values with lower home values have less local funding.
School system is not getting the same property value as the property taxes allow it, then it's not going to have the same efficacy at allowing for students to be able to get what they deserve. When we talk about systemic racism, we have to acknowledge that these private prisons are literally built based on the test scores of school students in 3rd grade. So if you are literally building prisons...
While there is a direct correlation between literacy and education levels and incarceration rates, the claim that prison planners use that data to decide where to build has been debunked.
With the onset of...
But hey, stats don't matter. All this don't matter. Like, literally, the rest of this entire thing is nothing more than a puff piece. It is literally nothing more than, hey, we're going to do this for the actual fuck of it. We're just going to talk now. 10 minutes in, I've realized that none of this actually matters because I'm in a world where Amanda Seales, point blank, your stats don't matter. Your stats that help prove your point don't matter. So now the stats that help prove my point don't matter. Why did people watch this and think one side was better than the other? Because Amanda just fucked this. I'm going to cry if he comes down with this ball. Thank you, you little bitch. Thank you little bitch. Pick.
Okay, if these people are not reaching a certain reading level, then we know that they're going to go down a prison industrial pipeline, or we can use their free labor. Then how is that not systemic? And if you want to
stop them from entering prisons.
How are you going to stop people from entering prisons if your goal is to get them into prison?
Sure, make them try to be more like Ben Carson than be like King Von. That's very, very simple.
So how does King Von happen? How does King Von happen?
King Von
reparations. Actually, no, let me land the plane. We're talking about reparations, and what you're doing is actually to try to get this conversation off the fact. And the fact is, reparations are just and necessary because on a basic level, black people built this country, and the country continues to thrive off of the labor that black people put into this country, and it would behoove you.
I ain't gonna lie, I would like some reparations. Fuck it. I buy a Lambo. Fuck using the money to help the community. I'm here to help me.
Young man, to really understand the way that your ancestors put blood, sweat, and tears into this nation that is still living off of those blood, sweat, and tears. And let me also add, there are reparations and then there is remunerations. Do you know the difference?
Not at all. I've never heard one person say remunerations.
Yes, but can I finish?
What color would your Lambo be? Oh, you already know the answer. You know the answer to that question, bitch! Touchdown! House money, nigga! Quit!
One point I wanted to say, Ben Carson's cousins were killed at a very young age.
I'm so sorry. You've been voted out by the majority. Okay. Please return to your seat.
I hope some of y'all are acting. I really do.
They're not acting. They truly believe in what they're saying because they've done it.
We in LA, and I hope some people in here are acting.
Hold on. Oh, we gotta see if the pregnant woman move. She still ain't moved. She ain't moving a muscle. She ain't moving a muscle. Why did they bring that lady here? Why? Literally, why? Who is she? Literally the only person I'm gonna bust a nut if he run this shit back for a touchdown. Who are these people? Where did y'all find these people? These can't be motherfuckers that just go viral on Twitter. Can't be. Who are these people? I can't wait to see this nigga with the goatee talk. He was pictured as a motherfucker on the stage. Man, he better not. Man, I already got it in my mind what he sound like. I'm just waiting. I already got it in my mind what he sound like. I'm just waiting. We all just gonna wait.
Oh, what's that on your chain?
This is coin from Israel.
Lord have mercy.
Yes, you got to go.
That's the choice that you are making for yourself.
Yes. The thing with the whole reparations thing, and I don't know, we're probably close to the same age, so maybe you can't call me.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
I'm 44.
Oh, really?
Damn!
Really? Oh, you look young.
Thank you. That's what water and keeping stress out of your life will do.
Really? Mm-hmm. Liberal positions are real stressful.
By the way, I wouldn't.
Oh my God. Gay. Water is good for you. Drink it. Everyone take a swig of water right now. I ain't got no water in front. Oh, yes, I do. Everybody take a swig of water.
No, I'm not a liberal. Carry on.
Well, it's a liberal position because conservatives believe in hard work. We believe in going to work and working for what you got, not asking for handouts from people who never had slaves. Some of the people that you're asking for money from never had slaves. And let's talk about the fact there were also black people that had slaves. So if you want to talk about that.
There were approximately 3,700 free black people who owned 12,000 slaves. And they say skin folk ain't kinfolk.
How is that fair? If I'm a white person and my family fall on the side of the Union, why should I have to pay for slaves when this whole country was never all racist? Some of the founding fathers were abolitionists, and they hated slavery. And they actually put things in the Declaration of Independence and things too, because they believed that there'll be a future where there would be a black president one day, or that there would be people in leadership that were black. There was people in the North who helped with the Underground Railroad and fought with the Union. So why is that fair for people who never had slaves, who fought against slavery, to have to pay for people that had slaves?
One, from my understanding, you are more interested in preserving the fairness of those who didn't have slaves than the fairness of those who are the descendants of slaves. That is priority to you than finding a fair way to accommodate those who have been the descendant of slaves.
Well, our ancestors wasn't asking for handouts. They were asking for equal.
They were asking for freedom.
Opportunity.
No, they were asking for freedom. They were asking for freedom. They wanted to be free of them chains. They had them in them chains. They wanted to be free of them chains.
We have equal opportunity in this country. We had a black president, just in case you didn't know. We had a black president, and we had a black...
We did? Who that was? Who was... Oh, that was my nigga, old Beezy. Oh, yeah. That was the good times. You know, now the gimmick is to say that Obama was the most divisive president. If he catch this, I'm a nut. Okay. Now, the gimmick now is to say Obama is the most divisive president. You are so full of shit with that. I can't even believe it. Divisive to who? The people who didn't want a black president? Sure. We could say that. Randy Moss. Nigga, every president creates divide. I'm almost certain Abraham Lincoln freeing the slaves was a divisive fucking thing. Fuck, this country is divided right now under the current president. Fuck, literally, the last two presidents, I would argue, are the most divisive motherfuckers we've ever had in terms of the public, in terms of all the reactions, in terms of how motherfuckers speak to one another. This is the most divisive we've been in the last fucking decade. All is just divide. All this divide. Ugh, it's so unnatural. It's so unnerving. Why are you all so divided? Y'all remember like 2 days ago when a motherfucker asked me how deep my voice could go, and I like infantilized him. I don't even think that was a woman. I think that was a dude who just wanted to know how creamy it gets down here. Divide by zero.
Vice president, I mean, I think she was black. They said she was black. I don't know. So we had a black president, and you know who voted for that black man? White people. Because you can't win a popular election in this country without white people. So Barack Obama is the product of white people. So let's get off this thing where, oh, America is so racist. What's making America so racist is people that continue to talk about racism.
I'd stretch the belief to say that, and the people who commit acts of racism
continue to focus on racism.
I didn't consent to having my ears violated like that, Leon. You know that word consent does things to me in a good way. Always ask for consent, ladies, gentlemen. Controversial hot take. Rape is wrong. Lock me up and throw away the key for that generational controversial hot take. But I am in a good mood.
Instead of focusing on unity and bringing our country forward, people that have this liberal mindset are infecting our communities, black people, and making us victims.
I can't stand how he look. Fuck! And what is he wearing? Ooh, I need him to be the next person up, please. I need him to start talking. I need him to start talking. Janet, look, I found your husband. Here's a better picture of him. Don't you just swoon? Oh. you don't you just want to swoon over that? What is this be? I don't know. That's a fuck. That ain't a goatee, that's a fucky. I'm not gonna lie. I might be in the minority here. He looks sad. he do look like that teacher everybody hate. Ooh, tears are in my fucking eyes right now. Tears. Hold up. Oh, great. Googleth moogleth.
Victims and not victors. I refuse to embrace a victim mentality because that's not what our grandparents and Harriet Tubman and those people fought for. They fought for equal
opportunity. Do not bring up Harriet Tubman's name in vain, baby.
I'm closing my legs. Janet opened hers.
Please, Harriet Tubman.
That's the type of man Janet want right there. And we just all gonna be at Janet's wedding, and she gonna walk down the aisle and she gonna see that groomsman, and the whole time all of us gonna be in the back by the food. Flag on the play.
Harriet Tubman was literally saving her family and others from slavery.
Harriet Tubman directly rescued more than 60 people and provided assistance to dozens of others during her journeys to freedom. Harriet Tubman received help from free and enslaved African Americans and whites, including the Quakers.
Yeah. You know who helped her? White people.
You know who helped her?
They were on the Underground Railroad.
No. You know who helped her?
Come on in.
No, you know who helped her?
God and
people who benefit from white supremacy.
Nigga said God? Sure. We could throw that one in there. But we also need to throw in the black people who were freed and also the whites, including, because it's right there, the Quakers. The funniest thing going on the internet right now are people making clanker a slur. I literally saw a black person saying, if I see white people using the word clanker, you're using it as a replacement for nigga. And it's like, y'all know how to kill these jokes before they really take off, bruh. Damn.
Supremacy. One of the things
it's a lie. White supremacy is a lie.
No, sir, that's simply not true. If that were not the case, then we wouldn't see the continued effort of colonialism and white people placing themselves in positions of power when they do not have the power.
Because their culture, black culture, is toxic. The black culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on.
I wish I could agree with that 100%. There's just like, first of all, house money, take your dick out, stroke it clean, stroke it wide, I'm to the end zone, bitches. Heisman.
On the fact that there's no fathers in the black home. Let's talk about that.
So look, before any of these people say anything, I just want to point out that as an African American who has lived through the 400 years, which estimates to 2 weeks, of people crying about black fatigue, I do not want to hear anything about cultures when, like, every fucking week there is a white woman raping a child. I don't want to hear that the whites are so pristine when that is a part of their culture. Because when I bring up Obama and when you motherfuckers bring up King Von, I don't want to hear anything when you bring up somebody you favor and I bring up Billy down the block who adopted 5 black children and turned them into slaves and had them shitting in the side of a shed. All of these people are terrible.
None of this is going to work if y'all are just going to sit here and make up shit. It's not going to work. No, it's a debate. It has to be in facts. You are literally not.
Wait, we can't have a debate in facts because you said the statistics are nothing more than shit used to be promoted by people who hate you. So like, what's the fact? I'm lost.
I am not putting off emotional liberalism. You're putting off unfounded lies based in.
Would I ever do a black flip? Would I ever do no autocorrect, a black flip? What is this black flip you speak of? Am I holding black and mild in my hand as I do it? racially insensitive. I need reparations. But if this is your ploy to get me to talk about male cheerleaders at these fucking NFL games, some of y'all are running out of shit to complain about. Like, I do not care about a straight man or gay man doing cheer activities with a squad. I'm gonna be impressed that the motherfucker gonna do a front flip split. Like, if you just so happen to be one of the people who I've seen complaining and crying about that, you literally had nothing to talk about that day. Male cheerleaders are not a new thing, and I'm seeing people talk as if they just discovered that shit. But I can't do a backflip. I also can no longer do a front flip because I don't trust my balance. I can't do a front flip. All I would need is a bounce house. I can do it in the confines of a bounce house, but just like just standing up on like regular ground. No. That bounce house provides me stability and safety.
Misinformation. Remember they get the misinformation thing all summer where everything conservative did. They said
misinformation. You're carrying a chain around your neck of an apartheid nation that actively wants to harm black people and non-Jewish people. But let me bring it back. Let me bring it back. That was not happening in the context that you're saying.
And they were selling their own people. Black people still sell their own people today too, by the way.
I don't know if I'm going to last.
We're selling our own people today too.
I don't know if I'm going to last.
You probably won't last with me.
I won't, because your ignorance is so overwhelming.
That's liberals. Y'all start name calling when y'all getting defeated in an argument.
Calling. You won't have an argument because you keep cutting me off.
Well, that's fine. They don't let me cut. I made my point.
You didn't make your point.
I made my point.
You haven't made your point.
I'm going to be honest with y'all. He's not making a point. I'm watching this in real time, and he's not making a point. You know whose point's getting made from this? Mine. And the various other people who say these Jubilee things are the most drastic waste of time intellectually that people keep coming back to. Like, we as a society keep coming back to these things, even though we keep saying that these things are pointless.
Let me just tell you about your point. You started off saying, we believe in hard work. Yeah. And we believe in being compensated.
Reparations is not, though. Reparations is not hard work. It's stealing. It's Robin Hood.
You said you...
Not really.
Believe in hard work.
Yes.
And you believe in being compensated for hard work.
Yes.
Were slaves compensated for their work?
They weren't compensated for their work. But why should people who are sitting at home playing video games, smoking marijuana...
Are you sitting at home?
Why are you throwing me in it? What the fuck? I'm not in this. Leave me out of it. See, that's why I know you ain't got no strong foundation with your family, and I know you just sit around Thanksgiving alone. You see, you throw me. Stop throwing me in y'all shit. Stop throwing me in y'all shit. I'm relaxing. I'm cooling. Y'all niggas flew to this shit and argued, and now you on Twitter talking about how you won. Like a bunch of British.
Home playing a video game? Are you sitting at home playing a video game? Am I sitting at home playing a video game? No. And I don't know who these people are that you're talking about, because the majority of the black community is not sitting at home playing video games. Where are you getting that statistic? Where are you getting that statistic?
Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
I knew I was going to be surrounded by ignorance, but damn. Let's go.
All right. Once again, pregnant lady, make a move. Come on, pregnant lady. She got up! She got the fuck up! How dare each and every one of you stupid motherfuckers! I can't stand that one of y'all! I can't stand that one of y'all! You don't let that pregnant woman try to scoot up and run. Ooh, shit. Ooh, I hate all of them. I hate each and every one of them. 1, 2, shut up, ugly lady. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bald man, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Hate them all. I hate each one. Ooh, shit. I can't stand it. That woman pregnant. If she won't speak, let her up there. Help her up there. Ooh, I can't stand this shit. I don't hate y'all because y'all conservative. I hate y'all because of this. I don't hate any of them because they conservative. I hate them for this moment right here. This proves my hatred, my disdain. That right there, I'm solidified in my hatred. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. If you black and conservative, You don't let pregnant women speak. Oh. Oh, house money, dick ball, touchdown to the house, Randy Moss, feel it. Feel it. Heisman. And that's the end of the game, too. Dude with the mud. Oh, you silly bitch. Oh, I see you raised up. Ooh, motherfucker. Ooh. 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 You mutton chop looking motherfucker. Ooh.
Hello. My hand's wet from the...
Motherfucker backed off of the woman, but none of y'all backed off of the pregnant woman? Ooh, bitch. Wee.
From the bottom.
My hands are sweaty because I'm nervous. We both got sweaty hands. Okay. So I just wanted clarity because I think it'd be helpful. You said radical. I wanted just clarity on that. And then also with the reparations, you said it's not just money, it's other things. I just want to know, like, what do you see as like the grand picture of what would help?
The grand picture of what would help?
Of reparations. Like, what does that look like to you?
Oh, great. What reparations looks like to me is a combination of reparations and remunerations. And reparations are about repair for damages that have been caused based on harm. Remunerations is a monetary response to work that has not been paid for. So if you come and paint my house and I don't pay you, you can take me to court and get remunerations for the work that you have done. So we're actually owed both in this nation as Black people, and there are incredibly just clear-cut records that show the buying and selling and purchasing of slaves, the work that was done, also the intellectual property that was stolen from slaves, right? Because there was so much inventing that was happening, and there is also quite a bit of other reparations that are being discussed as it relates to property being stolen, as it relates to, again, redlining and the inability for Black people to get loans, etc. And these impediments being solely based on their race.
As far as like discrimination.
Yes, like they're being solely based on their race and not being about anything other than you're Black so you can't, right? And so when it's very clear-cut like that, there are very distinctive responses to that can be done through a cash payment as well as through measures that are being done to create funds for creating resources and responses like housing, like access to food, access to education, et cetera, that certain communities have not had access to because of the fallout from these things.
And I just had a quick question for clarifying. With the funds, I'm wondering, where do you think those should come from? Like the actual money, like is that we're raising money? Is it taxes? Like what does that look like?
Well, I think what they've been doing with these different reparations committees is they're looking at, all right, well, how much has this city or how much has this town or how much has this country gained from the estimated amount that was stolen from these people, right? So they're looking at like, what is this wage amount? For instance, like if you look at during that time, okay, what was the wage amount that a hired worker would get for the same work, all right? And so we're looking at how was that wage not provided and what is that pool that is being created? And then we're looking at, all right, where can that wage come from in terms of how has that wage been applied? So there are spaces where this is very clear. I think the last thing that you asked about was the difference between liberal and radical.
Yeah, please.
Ultimately, the concept of liberalism is really just not Republican, right? I mean, that's essentially what it's become.
I would disagree with that, but I understand that's your stance.
There's a very generic concept of what liberalism is in the sense that it's simply saying that I'm a part of the bipartisan mind frame, but I am not a Republican. It's a mindset. It doesn't always show up in action, but it's a mindset that says, you know, I don't support extremes in certain ways, or, you know, I want the government to show up in certain ways. You know, I know there's a conservative point of view that says there should be less government, but even though it just says that, the action is very different. The radical mind state simply is living opposite.
I might be nuts out of my mind, but we need the government. Seeing how you motherfuckers operate without the government breathing down your neck, yeah, I don't want to live in y'all no government society. I'm a bleed on myself because why is he still standing? Like
to our colonizers, which is an imperialist, capitalist mind state, and radical Blacks do not believe that is any way for us to have liberation.
Thank you for explaining that.
And thank you for being very respectful.
We were told to be respectful. We're not your enemies.
Surrounded is now a podcast.
I don't care!
Result of underinvestment and over-policing.
Tell that to the black dude that shot that black woman for beating him in a basketball game. Oh my God, a nigga in a suit, sped walk. Oh, we not.
So you say that black on black crime is due to underfunding and over-policing, essentially. Yes. I actually don't necessarily disagree with one of those. Okay. I think that, however, the government, who do you think should be responsible for the funding piece of the black community? Should that be something that the government should step into, or should that be something that we as black people need to handle ourselves? Dr. Jordan Peterson and even Thomas Sowell and several others have stated one thing, that poverty and crime...
It's like I know how far your intellect runs if you give me the name of Thomas Sowell. Jeez, where's James Baldwin in any of you motherfuckers' conversation?
There's a positive correlation. There's also a positive correlation in the black community of absentee fatherism being one of the root causes leading into criminality. Black males who grow up without a father are 10 times more likely to engage in criminal.
Research clearly shows there's a correlation between absent fathers and higher likelihood to engage in criminal activity. Researchers have reached different conclusions on the exact percentage. Data from the Florida Atlantic University found children in general with an incarcerated parent are 5 to 6 times likely to become offenders. Oh, the youth.
Activity. And so I think
Can I put a pin right there and ask you a question?
Ask me whatever you like.
What is the root cause of there being less fathers present?
Bad decision making on the part of the fathers. We live in a patriarchal system, like it or not. Men have dominated the socioeconomic, economic, and political power of this country and the world since our existence. So our bad decision making, especially when we focus on the black community, is the root cause of fatherlessness.
What type of decisions?
Not marrying the women we decide to lay down and have children with. Not being careful with the seeds that we plant in women. No woman can get pregnant without a man planting his seed inside of her. So therefore,
so it's marriage.
Well, that's a part of it. That's marriage is a part of it. Okay. But the true piece that I'm looking at is connectedness between familial units. The black community was at its economically strongest while being at its poorest during the segregation era.
Kill me now. The fuck was that? Nope.
In 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King in his last speech said that we have an annual income of more than $30 billion a year, which is more than all of the exports of Canada and more than all of the exports of the United States and more than the national budget of Canada. That was when we were economically at our poorest. Yet 85% of our black children were growing up with a father in the home. There was less black on black crime.
The substantial progress in educational attainment of African Americans has been accompanied by the significant absolute improvements in wages, incomes, wealth, and health since 1968. But black workers still make only 82.5 cents on every dollar earned by white workers. African Americans are 2.5 times as likely to be in poverty as whites, and the median white family has almost 10 times as much wealth as the median black family.
Crime. There was less disenfranchisement.
Why was there less black on black crime?
Because we needed to live together. We had to stick by each other.
What was there also less of?
I'm not sure where you're leading. That's a leading question. I don't like those.
You don't like this?
I don't like leading questions. No. I like direct stuff.
So essentially, when we were living in our own communities, we were also policing our own communities. So we were not being used as statistics in the same way to determine how resources were provided to our own communities. When we were going to the government saying, hey, we deserve because we are supposed to be separate but equal, we weren't saying, hey, we want to be with y'all. We were essentially saying, we want what you are stating we deserve. And that is what all of the efforts of the civil rights movement.
Would like to see you rage at Uno. I'm not playing against other black people in Uno. It's not happening. Not today.
Has been. It's literally just been to say, you said when we got out of the Civil War that we would be considered citizens and all citizens should be getting equal access to these things. However, you are actively allowing the Klan to harm us. You are actively allowing...
Who's killed more black people, the Klan or us?
I would like to continue my statement. I let you speak uninterrupted. When we talk about this concept of who is harming us, we are really making a false claim when it comes to black on black crime, as if there isn't white on white crime. There's also this unnecessary effort to try and pathologize black on black crime in a way that you don't try to pathologize white on white crime. There are white people killing each other every single day. Now,
it's true. Fucking white kids go shoot up them schools. I don't hear y'all proclaiming. I hear y'all. The first thing I hear out your mouth is, were they trans? That's the first thing out y'all shit. They trans?
They may be on jet skis in the pictures after they shoot up their whole family, but nonetheless, there are white people killing each other every single day. Now, much of the reason why you may see more numbers in terms of black on black crime are for two reasons. One, the statistics be lying all the time. We have seen this. We have seen this in a real way. So in New Jersey. So in New Jersey.
What numbers can be trusted? Because with the previous speaker,
I'm about to tell you right now.
Okay, so your sources.
You can't such number. No, I'm literally about to give you an example of numbers not being able to be trusted.
Okay, talk to me.
That's what I was doing.
So
okay, then listen.
Oh, the mic is on.
So listen, in New Jersey.
We can't get anywhere if everyone is a snooty bastard. Amanda's snooty. The guys coming up are snooty. You notice when it's women on women, the conversation is a little bit good. The conversation is a little bit good when it's women on women. But when you got these emotional, very low vibrational men with a low vibrational woman, we're not getting too far. We're not getting too far.
They had a statistic that was created by the police department that said, look at how many black people are committing crimes. Look at how crazy this number is. These black people are so exorbitantly violent. Look at this. And then people went and actually matched the names that they were booking with the faces of the actual people incarcerated. And it was proven that they were lying.
So that's one instance. You're talking to somebody that works as a police dispatcher when I'm not making content. So here's the thing. You see the truth. You're about to see the truth if you just give me a second. Like Trump said, just give me a second.
I'm going to take my balls and cut them off and start worshiping Satan.
I'm going to do the week, but give me a minute.
Well, here's what you all keep doing. You keep interrupting me when I'm talking, and you don't want to hear the point that I'm going to make, and yet you want me to respect your point. And that's not how a debate works. So if you want me to keep getting louder, I will do it. But ultimately, if I show you respect, give me the respect back. I let you talk.
The sick part is she has a point. there's this gimmick. I've noticed it throughout the 26 minutes that we've watched. It's make a point, interrupt. Try to interrupt with a point, interrupt. Motherfucker gets loud. Motherfucker says, why are you getting loud? I'm getting loud because you're doing this. Well, you're doing that. And then I got motherfuckers yelling about, oh, they did this first. No, they did this first. And it's,
If you make your points, I'm countering your points. And my points are just as valid as yours, even though you got a pocket square and a Church of Christ pin on your chest.
It's not a Church of Christ.
Whatever. It's a cross. Same difference. You got an American flag and you think you know something because you a cop. And ultimately, it's ACAB all day over here. So let me
see, this is what I'm talking about. Two snooty motherfuckers is for some reason content. And
make that clear. But let me also add to my point. My point is that you can sit here and blame
Barton, I'm gonna strangle you. What did I say? Barton, what did I say? There was not one moment where I said Amanda's the victim here. I said they're all doing it. Open your ears. Put them to use. Too many in the room. I'm gonna say this slow so that y'all get me. These motherfuckers in here are drastically emotional with their points. And when I say these, I'm not just talking about the 20 conservatives. I'm talking about the black radical too. I watched 10 minutes ago this woman talk to another woman who disagrees with her, and it went smoothly. It literally went smoothly. They disagreed, but it still went smoothly. But then when you bring emotion 1 with emotion 2, what does it turn into? And it's both their fault. Title of this shit is Black People Yelling at Each Other for a Reason. It's because that's what these niggas are doing. And my fear is that the only person other than the one other woman who might come up there and be tangentially respectful is the pregnant woman who none of these dipshits allowed to go speak. I honestly couldn't do these debates. I don't know why the fuck any of you fucking pedophiles want me to participate in online YouTube debates. I still get people who tell me, go talk to this person, go that. No. The fuck? Who are you? I will not subjugate myself to low IQ understanding from third world country intellectuals. You know nothing, and I know everything. Because I don't speak online dip shit. I speak plain. I speak American citizen. Leon, we don't want you to do anything you don't want to do. That's a lie, Janet. And you say one more word, I'm going to call your husband. I'm going to call your husband on you, and you're not going to like it. Whoa, because I see you on Twitch. Whoa. I want you to look at these two individuals on the screen. Look at these two. You might think they ugly. You know, I think, you know, they're well dressed and well mannered enough. But then. Oh dear God. Oh, it looked like a Paul Bearer cosplay gone completely stupid. It's like a motherfucker who want to be Black Paul Bearer, and it's like, bro, this shit racially insensitive. Like, bro, listen, this might sound rude. This legitimately might sound rude, but bro is disgusting. Like, this is just fucking with them fucking cowgirl fucking boots, bitch, disgusting. Like, this shit bad. This shit make me want to go out and commit a crime. Like, literally the definition. This is literally what y'all had me believing the Beast looked like in Beauty and the Beast. First of all, shame on y'all. Second,
It's a cross, same difference. You got an American flag and you think you know something because you
Beauty in the eyes of the beholder. You blind bitch. You got me fucked up.
And ultimately,
I don't find that shit
it's
beautiful.
ACAB all day over here, so let me make that clear. But let me also add to my point.
He the black Yosemite Sam. Motherfucker earlier said he that history teacher everybody hate.
My point is that you can sit here and blame black people on black people all day long and not acknowledge that we are forced into, you're coming to interrupt me again. I
haven't even said a word.
All right, that is flagged, so I'm gonna ask you to return to your seat.
It's a waste of my time. Y'all just want to be seen. I don't need to be seen.
What's got you in a tizzy, Leon? Highly emotional individuals. The sickest part under the sun? Nobody's made a point I can agree with. Not one soul on these fucking panels has made a point that I can agree with. I can't agree with any of them, bruv. I can't. We got a dick man running the ball.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, we got another woman. Oh, God, save us. These fucking low vibrational men. And why the fuck is Anthony Bryan sitting like that? Why does he only have one foot on the ground? Weak. See, this is what I'm talking about. Weak mentality of man. What man sits with his legs up crossed? What a pussy. What a Necronomicon. What a hooligan. Even the rats find you foul. So the dumbasses arguing with each other? Yep.
Jasmine, say less outfit. Okay.
Thank you.
So this is my thing. I think the premise of your question was black on black crime. So I think I'm coming from a place, and I guess my issue is having had my biological father murdered by a black man, having had my cousin shot in the head by a black man. We can talk numbers and statistics and what the people are doing, what the white man is doing and all that. But at the end of the day, I see when my family lives on the south side of Chicago, and I think you and I both can attest to this. And I'm not saying that there are not other factors, but we know that we kill each other at a disproportionate rate than any other race. Now, why we do that and why 6,000 to 9,000 black men are going to be homicided or killed or whatever by the end of the year annually by other black men, whereas the likelihood of a black man.
Well, with a pregnant lady, I live in fear thinking that pregnant woman will not get a chance. Unless she voices that, can somebody let me up? Can somebody let me up to speak? Because she is at a disadvantage. I bet not see that lady run. If I see that lady run, listen, if I see that lady run, I'm becoming a leftist. Like, I will stand against conservatives forever. I will make it my mission. I will stand against conservatives more so than I already do. But I'm going to actually pick a side. If I see that woman run, all you motherfuckers that propagate about how, oh, we do this differently, I'm coloring my hair blue and I'm getting fat. And I'm gonna let you know it's real because I'm gonna put a nose ring in.
And being killed by a white police officer is less than 150.
Police have killed on average 238 black men per year since 2007. Dick, give me that dick back. About 58% more than 150 per year.
50 per year. We know that we kill each other at a higher rate. So I'm not debating that there are not factors at play, but because I've lived the experience as a black woman losing my father to be murdered by a black man, walking down the street.
By the way.
No worries, thank you. But walking down the street in inner cities and different things, knowing that it's more likely that my own brother will rob and rape me than a white man or a white officer, we got to be real.
What's your proximity to white men in the south side of Chicago? Are there even white men around to rob and rape you at the same rate that there are black men?
There are white men.
Jesus, just throwing that out into the wolves already. Right.
Around
at the same rate.
There wasn't a lot of black people in there, but then that doesn't justify the fact that we're destroying each other. So even if we get
nothing, we can agree on that.
Okay, because I feel like a lot
nothing
of times
justifies.
like, well,
I'm not a liberal. I'm not a liberal.
Okay, well I will say that people that sometimes have your stance that are against conservatives, maybe they have this claim that they're making up the numbers. We know that we do that to each other. So I want to get to the root of the issue. Why are we killing each other? I think the root of the issue is we've lost our values and we've lost our resilience as black people. We sit there and we talk about what the white man did, and we talk about slavery and everything like that, but we have no self-accountability and say, you know what, at the end of the day, that is my black grandmother, that is my black sister, you are my black sister, and you know that a black man is more likely to rob you or commit some type of crime against you, and that's what we need to get down to the issue of. And like you were talking.
Of course, the only person I agree with is the woman.
About earlier, like, hey, well, what's going on? What do you think the answer is to one of the brothers that were speaking? I think it's the breakdown of the family. I think, like he said, because of our poor choices, and what happens is we look at domestic violence, for example. When domestic violence, women or men are even attacked, what is the first thing we say? It's like, you know what? It's not your what? It's not your fault. So that's what we do. We hold on to this narrative that, well, it's not our fault, and the issues in our community are not our fault, and the white man needs to give us something. The old white lady down the street is looking at me, and I don't know why she got braids in her hair, and we focus on all these other stupid things that don't matter. We don't get to the root of the fact that we're killing each other at a higher rate than any other race. It is self-hatred amongst us. I believe that we can do that. That my mom's cousin, coming from the church parking lot, and guess who stuck her up and robbed her at gunpoint? A black man.
I need you to get to the point.
Like,
so
my point is,
tough. need you to go ahead, scoot on over to the point.
Is that no? And I'm not trying to be funny. Unless, like you said, we're gonna keep it respectful.
Yeah, but you're monopolizing the whole conversation.
I'm gonna let you speak, but let's not get the attitude and stuff. Because you're my sister and I respect you. So
I don't have an attitude. I'm being direct to you.
Never mind. Here it goes. Never mind. There it go. The caddy shots. I was wrong. There was only one woman. There's no. All right.
But you're literally speaking this, and you're not going to do that with me either.
Okay.
Oh, bitch, you got Broncos? Oh, bitch, you got the Broncos. Oh, bro, fuck you. This practice, bitch. I'm gonna show you better I can fucking tell you.
You're stating your point, and you've been stating your point for quite some time. So you have a reason for me to respond.
Would you allow me to respond? So that's a better response. Go ahead.
The response that I have for you is that everything you're saying does not exist in a vacuum. I actually agree with you in that, yes, there has been an incredible denigration of black worth and black pride in this nation. I think it's also very important to acknowledge what has contributed to that. And to state that it is only black people that have contributed to that is a false flag. So we have to admit that. So in order to have this conversation around how we got here, you can't say, oh, well, we're caring about the white woman getting braids and that doesn't matter and this thing. All of that attaches. All of that is actually a very big part of the lack of...
I'm not gonna lie to you. When we're talking about a black person shooting another black person, the last thing I want to fucking think about is, oh, that white lady got braids in her hair. No. I don't want to hear that shit. That actually has nothing to do with it.
Worth of black people.
I'll ask you, do you think we're resilient? What does resilience mean to you? Do you think we have to be perpetual victims, or do you think that black people are resilient?
I think that those are two different conversations. I think that the concept of black people being victims is really trying to not provide accountability to where the root problem for the actual cause is. And if we keep saying that somebody is a victim and that doesn't mean that the other person should have to actually have accountability, then what are we really doing? You can do both. You can be a victim and be resilient.
How do we do both if you stay in the victimhood? That's my question.
But your statement about black people staying in the victim place is also your point of view.
But how do we rise above it?
We continue to rise above it by, one, pouring into our communities with mutual aid, but two, by simultaneously making sure that we are challenging the systems that are in place to impede us. We have so many opportunities where we are trying to do mutual aid, and those things get disrupted by folks who want to have capitalist gain, by folks who want privatization. We used to have all these
Dr. Umar.
pop businesses in our communities.
Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar. She's talking about Dr. Umar, the con man.
That was 3 million black millionaires in America right now. You are an intelligent black woman that is successful.
That's irrelevant.
No one's stopping me from doing anything. I'm an intelligent black woman that graduated and is
Many efforts have tried to stop me from doing what I do. We are not all equal in our capabilities, and we are not all equal in our ability to be invested in by others.
I agree with
we
you.
are not all equal in our trauma.
Are we resilient?
We can't say because it is a false equivalency.
I believe that every black person has resilience.
We keep trying to cause.
I'm so sorry. You've been voted out.
First, I want to say, I want to kind of get rid of this like right-left ordeal. I really want to talk about just like our own personal views and what we've experienced, what we've seen. And when it comes to your claim about black-on-black crime, I really do believe, and I think a lot of people here do believe, especially based off of personal experiences and everything, that it is just lack of accountability. In the black community, we need to start taking responsibility for our actions and stop pointing our fingers at other people in the white man. Because to be honest,
can't both happen at the same time? Both are causes.
Because you got to clean your own house before you go complain. Because if
you're dirtying my house, if you keep pouring shit into my house and I'm cleaning it, why can't I do both? Why can't I clean my house and bar the windows from you shitting on my house?
This is a true thing. And everybody wants to pretend like you can only do one thing, but why is everyone doing drag routes? Why? Why are drag routes that overpowered in these goddamn games now? What possessed this level of thinking to say, oh, we don't have enough bullshit in this game. Let's make drag routes the most OP.
Begins with responsibility within us. If we're like, okay, oh, the white person's doing this to me, the white person's not, we're not going to ever come to the core of the issue.
They are.
We need to take
responsibility. And it's not even just the white person, because now we have seen very many races, people of very many backgrounds that are actively participating in the effort to keep a working class down. Like that is absolutely a fact. It's not just white people. So I don't attend to that. But I will say the reality of there being systems in place is real. Over-policing is a real thing. You know what's also been really...
Barton, here's why I wouldn't argue with you or Amanda Seales. Nothing you just stated came out of Amanda Seales' mouth.
Real is the effort of violent interruption in certain communities, right? So we've seen this in Detroit, we've seen this in New York, we've seen this in Baltimore, where there are communities that have said, what we're going to do is we're going to be like a neighborhood watch for our community. So that before the popo even come, before 12 even rolls up in here, we're going to actually put ourselves in between the conflict and calm it down. And that has been incredibly effective. But you know what? It's not funded. It's not funded. And you would think that like city councils and mayors and governors would say, shit, you know what? This is going to save us so much money. Because why? Taxpayers keep having to pay for the fault of these police officers. And even though we say, well, only a certain number of people have died, that doesn't dispel the fact that a large amount, more black people are imprisoned than any other group in this nation. And that is not by accident.
Again, I started with accountability, and it just seemed like
But I disagree with you. I don't disagree with you.
Because here's the thing: look at our media. Look at rap. Look at what we're glorifying.
Right.
We're glorifying violence.
Who's we?
The black community.
Who controls the distribution of these sources of media?
And who takes
who
takes it?
The Jews. It's the yarmulkes. It's the yarmulkes. They do it. It's them. It's all. Ooh. It's the infinite boogeyman. Ooh.
Listen, if you're okay, so let me put it in this context. If I have a company, right, and you guys are my employees, and I determine what you get to eat every day, that's also going to
It's the Quakers.
determine how you exist in this company, right? Like if you come to work and I say the only thing you can eat is processed foods and fried foods, and you're not going to get to have the best vegetables, etc. What's that going to affect? Your health, it's going to affect your ability to operate, etc. This is how the United States operates. There's a lot of us that don't want to admit that as much as accountable as we want to be, all of our brains also don't operate the same way. Some of us are much more apt to be indoctrinated than others.
Oh, fuck. Grab him.
That's a fact. There's a 1% of people that knows this. There's a whole show called Mad Men that's about advertising, etc. And if we don't acknowledge multiple things at the same time, then we simply cannot stop it. We can be as accountable as we want to be. And I hope that if you're right, because I hope you're right, I wish that it was a situation where if black people could just be accountable, then nothing else would matter. But unfortunately, that hasn't been the case, because we have seen when we have Black Wall Street in Tulsa and we have Black Wall Street in Durham, that when we
they come burn it down.
Actually do hold our own and build our own communities, they will still come and run it down.
Pause. You've been voted out. Please return to your seat.
Oh my God.
That pregnant lady ain't moved. That pregnant lady, at first she started off not moving, and then she realized, like, yeah, I can't do this. She ain't moved. That lady ain't fucking moved. Man, I can't play this shit. These niggas doing drag routes. This nigga doing drag routes all fucking day. This nigga doing drag routes all fucking. Man, no, don't no huddle me. Like, no, you got it. You got it, dude. Concede.
Joshua.
Hello, Joshua.
Yeah. So I have two claims I want to settle. So I'm originally from New Orleans, right? And I seen.
Oh my fucking God. Why are you from the place I reside? I didn't realize all black people are just drones. I didn't realize all white people were just rapers. You see how you're allowing yourself to fall into a trap? Cut it out. You're allowing yourself to fall into that trap easily. I recommend you don't. I recommend strongly that you do not. And second, why is he from where I'm from?
Black on black crime.
Absolutely.
My whole life, right?
Yes.
I don't believe it has nothing to deal with the police. It's more with the community, because there's a lot of pride that's in that city, where to the point where this person can't tell me nothing, I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna take him out.
Yeah.
It's that simple in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Now Cali is probably the same way, but I feel like
It is that way in New Orleans.
every state is different. The way how your belief is might be right? But in New Orleans, it's a little different. Also, my second claim is this: we proclaim so much about Black Lives Matter, but when it comes down to a white person killing a black person, it's a big deal.
Oh God, he's saying the things I say. She's saying the things I'm saying.
It just don't make no sense to me.
Do you know what the statement Black Lives Matter is actually stating?
Yeah, well, like, just started off from George Floyd.
Start off with Mike Brown.
Oh no, I can't, bro. There's no way he just said the shit started from George Floyd. There's no. See that moment, I'd have left. At that moment, I would have left. That just confirmed how dumb some motherfuckers is, because they think this shit started with George Floyd. No, I can't respect nothing he say. Nah, remember what I said like a month ago? How you could tell whose motherfucking political awakenings only occurred in 2020? Oh, nigga. No. No, I'm not enjoying this. This motherfucker just validated my entire statement around people. And how 2020 was they wake up to start having a fucking opinion about shit. I just whiffed. And that's an illegal man downfield. Fuck! Fuck!
Okay.
So Black Lives Matter is really simply just stating that when Black people are murdered by the police, that our lives should matter, and that oftentimes it is not considered. It is oftentimes presented as we deserved it, or we must have done something to cause it, and that our lives are disposable. We also don't ever see true justice on the same level as others when the police incur violence against Black people. So Black Lives Matter is a statement asserting that our lives are worth justice, our lives are worth preservation, and we have seen in innumerable instances a level of restraint operated between the police and people of other races that they do not seem to carry with Black people. So that's what Black Lives Matter means. It doesn't mean that anyone else's life doesn't matter. It means that ours matter just as much as their lives.
That's good that you cleared it out for people.
I appreciate you. Now, as it comes to New Orleans, tell me this. Well, first of all, it was I think it's a senator of Louisiana who literally made a campaign ad, Kennedy it was, that said, do you want Louisiana to be run by crackheads? Like he said that, like straight
up.
Have
a bunch of them there. Yeah.
So here's my question about New Orleans. Would you say that New Orleans gets, that particular areas of New Orleans, for instance, like the Ninth Ward?
Yeah, the Ninth Ward's crazy, but... I'm just saying,
would you say that funding and attention is dispersed equally across New Orleans in terms of resources? Because I know that from living through Katrina, that is absolutely not the case.
No, yeah, I agree with you in that case. Everybody's not equal when it comes down to resources. For sure, I agree with you.
Here's the thing I want to just impart is that I think that we have a very distorted version of what resiliency and what
Yes, she is wrong also. The more egregious one is the one who believes that it started 5 years ago. Just so we're clear here, I know that this started with Trayvon Martin. I know it gained more traction with Mike Brown and the various others around that time. You are still more retarded for thinking this shit started with George Floyd. So your get out of jail free card has not been cashed in today.
Restorative practice is because we live in a time where we're seeing so many things happen so fast. So like we've seen technology like advance so fast, right? Like we have seen just our lives shift so fast that I think that we forget that as humans, our ability to recalibrate, to heal from trauma is simply not the same as the things that we are watching in technology. And so we cannot just casually think that people just get over things. Katrina, people in New Orleans are still reeling from Katrina.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is true.
So when we talk about the amount of crime and violence that is still living and explicitly in Katrina, we have to also talk about the amount of trauma, the amount of drug use, the amount of policing, the amount of all of these things that physically harm people across the world, not just in the United States, across the world in communities that are not being served.
Barton, at strike two, BLM is not a rebrand. Just because you turn it into an acronym doesn't make it a rebrand. It is still Black Lives Matter. We all despise the organization because we all know over time it's been nothing but a puff piece. But let us not be ignorant because you are disgruntled with what the random black woman with braids is saying. Can we not? You're losing it, Barton. You usually on tap with me, Barton. What is this? What is this? What is this shit?
And how those communities never get the chance to quote unquote pull themselves up by the bootstraps.
Yeah, I agree. I personally agree. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thanks, Josh.
No problem.
You're not showing your attitude. You're showing ignorance. And I don't like it. Barton, you're supposed to be one of my favorites. Don't turn into these people. Don't turn into Netanya. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stay sane.
Before we go any further, we want to take a moment to
who is that creature?
Also takes up.
You feel that?
Oh God, oh God, oh God, it's our guy. Oh, I skipped too far. I skipped too far. It got popular because of That's what I'm talking about. Don't become Netanya. She's fucking wrong. Black Lives Matter did not get popular because of George Floyd. Give this up. This shit was already a thing. It was already there. Oh no, y'all lose. I'm about to go to bed. I'm about to go to bed. I'm about see. This is my consequence. This is my consequence. This is my fucking consequence for watching the news as a child because I'm more in tune to some shit. Let me dumb this down. 2020 was not the popularization of this shit. This shit was popular 2012. This shit's been a thing for years. This is the quietest it's ever been. Because finally, everybody's giving themselves the spin. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Bart, you're still showing your ignorance. Bart, you're still showing your ignorance. Nobody in this motherfucker talking about feminism. Women get to the back of the line, the men are talking. I'm losing it. I think this Jubilee is showing a lot today. This Jubilee is showing a lot. My guy. Now it's the main event. 30 minutes into this shit, we got to the main event. Why is he not tackled? Oh my God.
Hello? Hello, John.
John Samuel.
Hello, John Samuel. First name. All right.
Blame my parents.
Oh, he does sound exactly like how I thought he sounded. Oh, no! No! Oh, fuck me, man. Fuck me, man. Fuck.
Hi, parents.
I want to listen to you first. Why do you feel that?
I want to listen to your barber. You know what? Everybody take a good look at this. Everybody take a good long look at this. Harley, you would fuck this. You, Janet, Natanya, this is what y'all get it on to. This is what y'all spread them legs for. This is what y'all split y'all disc for. How much to get you to save like that? $700 right now. I will do it. I will turn on this camera right the fuck now. $700. $700. I'll do it right now. $700. I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now. $700. But because, matter of fact, I'm making sure you dickheads don't make me do it. $2,000. Fuck y'all. Y'all not getting the chance. I'm upping it. $2,000. I'll do the exact same fucking thing. Missing gap on the chin and all. $2,000. $2,000. Throw that at me, I'll do it. But because I know you pussies won't, my beard stays intact. Pussies! Ha 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 ha! The beard stand.
Why do you feel that way?
Oh, John went to debate training before he came here. Okay. Ultimately, I feel that way because it's simply just facts. It's in the books, and that's why there have been.
You can't up it. I can do whatever I want. It's my stream. Matter of fact, I'm gonna up it again. 4,000. I'm gonna make sure this shit stay on my face. I know y'all just like me. Y'all ain't got no money.
Laws to challenge it. There have been innumerable instances where actual systems were created specifically for the impediment of Black people to advance. We have also seen numerous instances where there were things created for Black people to advance and they were taken back under the auspices of we don't want.
That man never heard of a mirror. That man never heard of a legitimate barber. That's the haircut you get when you let a white woman cut your hair. I'm making it racial. Fuck it.
Them to advance. Ultimately, systemic racism exists in our institutions on a government level, in our institutions, whether it's prisons or schools, and it is undeniable because they are actively trying to reinstate it right now.
Can you give me an example of one of those systems that you believe perpetuates that cycle of racism? Redlining. Okay.
Yes.
And how does that, can you elaborate? How is that affecting the Black community?
Do you know what?
Who lets him? He looks like he tries to give seminars to teenagers and they just don't let him.
Redlining is?
I know a little bit. I'm not an expert.
Redlining was a system that was created to determine property values and that said Black people can only live in certain neighborhoods and not in other neighborhoods. And the redlining lowered the property values of those Black neighborhoods by stating that they were more savage, that they were more dangerous, etc. Thus, they were not able to own property that was on a level of par to their white counterparts. There were also many efforts at just simply not allowing Black people to get loans for property, putting them in predatory scenarios where they were being essentially unable to own land. And that inability to own land but still having to pay out a mortgage, if you will, or rent, continue to put black people in a conundrum of not being able to excel at the same economic rate as their white counterparts.
What I'm hearing from you, if I'm hearing correctly, is it feels like in the United States that for a while we've kind of established these systems at their foundation and they've continued on and they've continually just oppressed black people and we haven't dismantled them and we haven't done much to them, so they continue to complete the cycle. Is that what I'm hearing correctly?
Well, in many of these systems, they have been dismantled maybe in name, but because this country has never dismantled the culture of racism, they end up still living in practice. So we see that, for instance, in the way that the appraisal system works. Now, we saw there was an entire documentary on how appraisals have been also very racist, home appraisals, right? So your ability to sell your house for the value that it deserves. Right. There were a number of homes, particularly in Marin County, California, where black people had one appraisal when they had their blackness up. So they had their dashikis hanging, and they had their Black Good Times poster. But then when they removed all those items and put up white people and a dog in the house and then had their white friends come and pose as the owners of the home, the appraisal was significantly higher. And we have seen that in a number of instances. Now, of course, that is just Marin.
Why is that? Why? Wait a minute.
As the
I got another fashion critique.
owners of the home, the appraisal was significantly higher. And we have seen.
Y'all talking all this shit. Why is he dressed for prom? Y'all talked all this shit about this rainbow outfit she got on. Why? You essentially dressed up to go to a warehouse and you have not said a word. What are you there for? What are you there for? You there to look good so somebody can follow you on Instagram. You sick. You sicken me. You understand me? You sicken me. You suck.
Seen that in a number of instances. Now, of course, that is just Marin
Bro, keeping Macy's alive? Chill out, bro. That is clearly from Dillard's.
County, but there are a number of other scenarios where this has been relayed.
Leave Johnny.
And that's why there were certain efforts by the Democratic Party to say, okay, well, we're going to try and step in for this.
I actually remember that case, and I watched it with the family, and I thought that was just really just terrible. But the problem I guess I have with systemic racism is, I guess for somebody like me, where my family comes from, the Deep South, you probably don't even know it, Aliceville, Alabama.
Okay.
That's where my grandparents are from. And my grandpa came, if you saw the house that he grew up in, I'm not trying to be funny, it looked like a slave house. It was just, they grew up in poverty. And the fact that he was able to go from that.
Poor grandpa. Dead. And your fucking grandson's still alive, just dog shitting you, bro. Like, I'ma sell children. Like, what the fuck?
And get the highest rank enlisted in the United States Navy.
Who does? It's so impractical. Hey, we got a $23 scat pack. Come holler.
Appreciate the 100 bits that Alfred comes from Cole. So where did it come from? It come from Coles. I was being nice. I'm gonna tell you where the shit actually came from. TJ Maxx, and I'm talking about the back of TJ Maxx. I was being nice. He spent a couple of $100 at Dillard's, but now he didn't force it out me. He got it at TJ Maxx. Like, let's be fucking real. Ain't nothing wrong with shopping at TJ Maxx now. I done got me many of a clothing from TJ Maxx. But I don't flaunt it like I got it from Men's Warehouse.
It's, all these, systems, so to speak, and he was able to.
He's literally just there, not doing anything. Who give me the ball back? What? Anal bleeding. I'm bleeding from the anus right now. Can you hear it? Oh, how did he catch that shit?
Buy his own house out in San Diego. He was able to, pass on these things to his son, my dad, and his grandchildren. Now I'm able to get an education. I was able to get my undergrad, my master's, that, the great-great-grandson of enslaved peoples can now say that, educated and can even run for Congress. I don't see how these systems are still in place as they were before. Because before, I would say you do have a little bit of a foothold. You do have some validity there. But I just think these days, when we call it systemic racism, really what we're calling it is those people who may still be in those institutions.
What do you mean by those people? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by? What do you mean by that?
Those individual people who may actually be racist and hold some racist ideals, who are continuing to perpetuate this, I believe it's those people. So in all reality, the problem is not the systemic racism. The problem is us. The problem starts with those people who are perpetuating these racist ideals. And so I feel like just to attack these systems is it's nonsensical.
Who's running the systems?
Like which system? You're talking about?
The Yarmulkes. I'm gonna keep saying that. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep saying it's the Yarmulkes. We gotta get the binge chaperones. They control it all, my boys. They control it all.
Whether it's the prison industrial complex, we're seeing this now with immigration and ICE. We're seeing this also with the effort at not making schools available for equal level of schooling available with the voucher systems that are now allowing tax dollars to allow people to go to segregated schools.
Right.
Who is controlling those systems? So for instance, in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
So in Tennessee, you have a Senate and a House of Representatives that is largely controlled by white Republicans and that have actively said, we are not going to consider what the people want in our constituencies. We are going to simply just do what we want to do. To the point where they have removed.
So it's only in those states that have largely white legislators or largely white people are controlling these systems. I'm not trying to.
All right, guys, I'm so sorry. You have been voted out. Please return to your seat.
Watch her. Watch her. Watch her. Watch our girl.
So sorry. You have been voted out. Please return to your seat.
She flinched. And look at these hungry motherfuckers. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. One. Look at each one move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fuck conservatives. I'm on y'all ass for this shit. I'm on y'all like a white woman trying to prove she ain't racist. Bullshit. This is bullshit. Y'all don't respect women.
Oh, Lord.
So to go back to your claim, you basically...
Oh, God. So to go back to your claim, you said black people do what?
said something about Tennessee and how they said what exactly said they are not in favor of what their people said, or?
Yeah, Tennessee has actively said, we're not really listening to our constituency. We're not even going to allow them in the gallery when we're voting on certain issues. So for instance, like when it comes to like guns in the classroom, like the constituency very largely said, we do not want guns in the classroom. And they were like, well, we don't care. We're going to do it anyway. We've also seen them actively silence members of the House of Representatives who are black and not silence someone who is doing the exact same action who is a white woman, Gloria. Shout out to the Justins.
You are right, actually, on this aspect. I did actually remember a time where 2 black Democrats, I believe, were actually not allowed to speak. And that was interesting. And I found that really insane, considering they're representatives of the state.
Yeah.
So no, I totally can get where you're coming from, but I don't think that's a institutionalized problem where it's a law per se. I think it's more so a personal vendetta in a way.
What's the difference if you are a lawmaker and you're exacting your personal choice through impediment of law change?
So if we're going to go based on systemic racism, it has to be institutionalized, which means it has to be written into law, made public. When it comes to that aspect, that's not necessarily made public by law. That's made public by choice and actual discrimination by person.
So I can give you an example in Tennessee.
Okay.
So for instance, in Tennessee, we can say that they are put into law that now tax dollars, the public's tax dollars will be supporting voucher systems. The voucher systems for the schools allow parents to choose whatever school they want their child to go to using taxpayer money. And these schools can be private schools. And private schools are not in any way limited from creating systems of segregation. And this is actually how segregated schools was carried out previous to Brown versus Board of Education. So this is a systemic example. We also can acknowledge that systemic examples come from not always it being written into law. And I think that is a real straw man argument for the way that a lot of colorblind racism is carried out in the United States. And what happens when we do that is we ignore the fact that most of the people making the laws are not going to put their racism on the books.
Oh, that's true. Obviously not going to put on the books. But when it comes to the Civil Rights Acts of 1964, then you also want to talk about the one in 1968. They did actually give more fair housing equality.
That was
obviously,
the goal.
Yeah, that's true.
But you see, that's the thing. It's like so that's a difficult part of not changing a culture. You can change the law all day, but as Martin Luther King Jr., as the Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. talks about in his final book, he says, I feel like I integrated my people into a burning house because he understood America to be a place of morality.
Well, when it came back to even back in the 1960s, like Lyndon B. Johnson actually proposed many systems in place
where he actually won. People still got lynched.
Well, I can't really say that's a systemic problem. That's definitely a personal heart problem. Those are more people's individual choices against someone else. But when it came down to,
if the system that's in place does not incarcerate those people or create any repercussions for those actions, then it is systemic. Because when you don't allow for there to be repercussions for harmful behaviors of the people, you're literally saying our system is okay with this. So that's what Black Lives Matter is about, right? Saying like, okay, if police are going to act this way, well, there should at least be fair repercussions across all people that they're doing this to, and they're not carrying out those repercussions for Black people. Why? And so the system is supporting this personal point of view that you're talking about, and that's what makes it also systemic, along with the fact that we know for a fact that the number of Black people incarcerated is greater per capita than white people. We know that Black people are having longer sentences for the same crimes than white people.
You know what's crazy? When I said that, I missed the philosophical conversation around a fat woman telling Black people to go shoot active members of the military. See, I'm glad I got somebody else who says it. I'm glad somebody else brings up how Black people are disproportionately incarcerated. So why in the fuck are we trying to make that statistic larger by telling them to shoot active members of the military? I'm sorry. I'm never going to get over that. I'm never going to get over it. I'm never going to get over it. Like that's gonna be the one I think about whenever a motherfucker be like, all you do is hate on black people. Why was a black person telling other black people to shoot active members of the military? Too pussy to say it, but got all the power in them fingers to do the hand motion. Please, really? What is why does this game refuse to have like anything proper with the CPU? This has been a thing for years with Madden. And I get motherfuckers who can't code a fucking notebook into a video game telling me that this shit is great gameplay. These motherfuckers will swear up and down. Motherfuckers who have the IQ of a fucking retard will sit there and say that that shit is acceptable. A man is covering nothing, and this motherfucker runs into the end zone. This is perpetual bullshit.
It's not me making that up. Like, that is actual data.
Right,
so
pause.
systemic is real.
Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thank you.
All right, how you doing, Amanda? I'm Ryan.
Ryan.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here. All right, well, what I would say is, as far as systematic racism, right? I think most of us would agree that at the very least it has occurred in this country.
Okay.
Have you tried playing better? I hope your mom gets raped. I've lost the brevity at this point. I lose brevity at this point. I am to the nines right now. I'm losing it. We going 10 and above right now. I am at it. I'm living it right now. Motherfuckers, I'm on 10. It ain't late at night. It ain't early in the morning. I'm on it right now. The amount of stupid in this video, the amount of stupid from y'all, the amount of stupid in this game, I'm at my apex. I'm losing it.
Right, we've had slavery, we've had Jim Crow, segregation, all these different things.
Yeah.
I think my argument would be that right now, in modern America, I don't think, at the very least, it's not as prevalent as it has been to where it could stop us from being successful, okay? I would say that it's not a thing anymore where it needs to be talked about so much and so much attention focused on it. I don't think that currently there is systematic racism in a way that is going to be harmful to us, like I said, to stop us. If anything, really, I think institutions such as...
Leon, legit, no, fuck that. I'm not chilling. A motherfucker said BLM started with George Floyd. I'm off it at this point. I'm fried. How the kids say, fuck, I'm cooked. I am cooked. I've lost it.
Things with DEI.
What do you think DEI is?
Basically, I think...
This is going to be the one that made me turn the shit on. They talking about DEI now. I was doing fine all year. I barely heard a motherfucker bring that shit up. I was doing fine.
That is, it's in a way, it's racism against other races outside of blacks. And so...
where did you get that concept of it from?
I've researched a lot of things. I look at different clips from both sides of the argument, things like that. But basically my point is, I think that as far as systematic racism, I think that there's evidence from the other side, and that there's different things that are pushing black people up in ways.
How do people get voted out? These motherfuckers hold up red flags. It is just like, y'all all fucking weird. So it's like, why are y'all going against each other?
That are not fair and different things like that. Because I think that we should be merit-based. I think that should always be merit-based. And when we're in, when there's jobs and different things like that, race should not be something that's considered. And so I think that, let's say that there are ways right now where systematic racism is still alive. Again, it's not holding us back to a point where we can still be successful. We've seen so many examples, today in modern times where black Americans can, there's no opportunities that I have that a white person or that a white person have that I don't have. I believe that all
Are you
opportunities.
sure about that? Can you actually say that?
I would say that I have every opportunity in this country to be successful, to do what I want to do, and to stand on business that every other race has. Absolutely. And
do you have the
again,
same support?
Even if I don't have the same support, I can do what I got to do.
Do you have the same support?
I probably have more. I
do you have
have
the
more
same
support
community
than others.
support?
I have excellent community support. Absolutely.
Lucky for you.
Sure. Yeah.
Where did you grow up in a lower income, middle income, high income community?
It was middle income.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, I think that even those who grew up in very needy situations, right, they may not have been dealt a great hand of cards.
But they still.
They can still, I think it comes down to accountability. You can still play your hand and play your cards strategically in a way where you can still be successful, you can still do your thing, and you can wind up on top. And there's nothing stopping us from doing that.
Would you say that low income white people and low income black people have the...
What are the bots you have on your new... Jesus Christ. I don't control this shit. I am a victim. I can't get rid of these motherfuckers. The literal best I could do is just remove them when I see them, which is what I've done for the past 3 months. YouTube has a fucked system that breeds this level of fucking horseshit that they refuse to fucking fix, that they refuse to have settled. I don't have a concrete fucking solution. All I have are you dykes fucking bothering me. I'm a victim.
The same ability to excel?
I would say they have the same ability to excel.
Okay, so I'm going to start countering from that point then. So ultimately, we know that our low-income communities are not given the same access to resources on a myriad of levels. They don't even have the same air quality, okay? We know that low-income communities in general are also going to be much more policed than other communities. We know that policing as it exists in the United States came from slave catching. So even the tradition of policing comes from protecting property, not protecting people, okay? So let's start there. When we talk about low-income, like the working class black people in this nation, we know that they have never been considered, ever, whether they were slaves or not. They just weren't considered. And we also know, as our brother Isaiah pointed out, that there are still...
You know why these people bullying an autistic woman? Jesus. Why can't we be friends?
People in very powerful positions that hold very personal positions as it relates to racism. And so in that way, they are impediments to someone moving forward. When we talk about DEI, the concept of DEI is not about lowering a standard. It's about widening the options. So we live in a nation that I feel like a lot of y'all are looking at the United States as a long history of something. We have a short history. All right, for 400 years, there was slavery. Black people were not even considered whole humans. We were 3/5 human. After the Civil War, during Reconstruction, Black people were then subjected to the Black Laws. The Black Laws were specifically for Black people. The Black Laws incarcerated Black people at such an exorbitant rate that they were able to get another slave labor force through the 13th Amendment because you had Black people that were serving entire life, like months-long, years-long sentences for jaywalking.
Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
Bring on the rage bait? Oh, buddy, you've missed it. You missed it. You missed your rage bait, buddy. There's a lot of it that you missed.
So when we look at these things, we act as if, well, why can't we just get over that? That's 2 generations previous, okay? So if a father in the early 1900s was incarcerated for 2 years, how do you think that would impede their family from being able to grow, right?
Sure.
Now you're affecting the ability for their children to have 2 parents in the home. You also now have a mother who's like incredibly stressed and may have to always be working, so she's not able to parent, etc. We also know that there is a continued effort in this nation to not have Black people know the history of this nation. Like our good sis here was talking about, like, we have resilience, but this nation actively works systemically to keep that from us, right? We look in Florida at the laws that they're passing to not allow education about our past. And we know that if we don't know where we came from, how can we know where we're going?
Sure, okay.
All right, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
All good.
That's flags.
Yeah.
That woman got up again. Look at her. She got up again. Woo!
I'm sorry.
All good.
That's flags.
Yeah.
I want you to understand something, Ty. Ty has not been here. Ty just got here. I think Harley got here too, so I don't think she knows. That woman right there, you see, look where my mouse is. That woman right there is pregnant. And for some fucking reason, they invited her. It's obvious she's pregnant. It is obvious she's pregnant. 1, 2, 3, 4 all run up while this pregnant woman got a fucking to get up because she got a bun in the oven. She got a bun in the fucking oven. Will she get a chance? We're almost 1 hour into the video. I'm afraid she may not.
Because it's like really unsatisfying watching this occur. Because when we sit here and we have this conversation about what is someone able to do and not do in this world, it's really disheartening seeing a woman who laid down with a man and got pregnant by that man not get the opportunity to fucking speak her mind. She has a right to an opinion and to say that opinion much like everyone else. And I don't fucking understand how they're not allowing her to fucking do it. Where's the respect for the pregnant woman?
The only reason I did that is because Rookie redeemed channel points on Twitch for me to do the fucking Fuck. Cold world, sick world.
Hi again. We cool now?
We good. We good. I think we're on the same. We're kind of looking at the same side of the same coin, and I think we both want the betterment of the Black community, and I think we're maybe coming from it from different ways. And so I do respect your position to what you were saying as well, that there are certain things and powers at play. And I've experienced racism firsthand. A lot of conservatives may try to act like, oh, there's no racism in America. I absolutely believe there is racism in America. I believe racist people exist. I just don't think that the systems as they stand today are inherently racist, because I've seen too many Black people overcome. And I just feel like a lot of times what's left out of the dialogue is self-accountability and like self-will. We talked about how we were 3/5 of a person, but now we are 100%, I guess, according to the law or whatever, a person. And I feel like at the end of the day, if you wanted to walk out here right now and decide, you know what, I want to change my career, I want to do that, you can. And that's why so many people in Nigeria.
That was not an annoying girl voice. That was a valid. Excuse you. Excuse you. Squeeze me. Are you trying to tell me? Are you, rookie, trying to tell me that I did not put on a great show for you? Are you accusing me? That voice is fucking annoying. Don't patronize me this day. You sick man or woman, either one. You're sick.
Nigerians come here and Indians come here, and so many people who are not white, who are supposed to be discriminated against because they're not white, they come here and they become doctors and lawyers. Why? Because to your point, there's community. There's a sense of pride about, you know what, I gotta go honor my parents back in Nigeria. I am part Nigerian.
Nigga said silence Valley Girl. I'm disheveled.
I have to go honor my parents. I have to go honor my elders. They're not twerking and shaking booty. They're getting sick.
They are literally twerking and shaking booty in
the
Nigeria.
Nigerians I know ain't doing it. They are
we
from
literally
Africa.
learned it from Africa.
They're doctors twerking and shaking booty. So maybe they can shake because they got the money to back it up. But do you see what you're saying? But do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, I don't think they're good. They tried to be good. I don't think they're good.
Though we have to be honest, Amanda.
When as a fellow daughter of an immigrant, right? So my mother's from Grenada. My mother did come here and was able to work and was able to get green cards for folks. So shout out to my mom. There's a very big difference in growing up somewhere and coming from a place where you are the majority and where your people are running the show, than being somewhere where your people have been subjugated the entire time your people have been here.
But your mama came here and she wasn't the majority. So how did she succeed?
She succeeded because she came here with the fortitude of coming from a place.
Her resilience, right?
No, but
and she had her village.
let me say what I'm saying.
Okay, I'll let you unpack.
If we don't acknowledge divide and conquer in the United States, we are having a pointless conversation.
I agree.
We have to acknowledge that there is a concerted effort at divide and conquer in the United States. We're literally watching it happen right now with an effort to divide and conquer and have Black people fighting immigrants and have Black people saying that immigrants don't matter.
And so fighting white people.
White people is not the point.
Them niggas successfully got motherfuckers to hate immigrants. They successfully got y'all on that one. Not gonna lie. Not just the blacks either. Not literally got y'all. Not just the blacks. Do it.
The concept of white people is about people who are upholding a supremacy of whiteness versus people who understand that there should be an egalitarianism. There should be an equality.
We are becoming the new white supremacists.
We are.
We've been putting them on a pedestal. We feel like we can't do anything.
No, it's not that we're putting them. It's not that we're putting them on a pedestal. It's that we are joining them and instead weaponizing our blackness against our people. When we do what you're saying, we are saying, I am better because I figured it out, and so you're the problem because you didn't figure it out.
What about if I believe that the American dream is? I have a right to that as well. Is that me joining white people, or is that me saying, you know what, I want a life of my dream? The American dream for me, because it may look different from other people. Some people it's about shit. For me, I want my kids to grow up in a wonderful neighborhood. I want them to go to college. I want to have a 401k. I want to do this. I want to do that. So I feel like a lot of times in the Black community, we associate anything that's right or that's just or that's striving forward with whiteness. So when you say that we're working with them,
it's whiteness, it's capitalism. And I think that's what we have to understand the difference of. The concept of capitalism always is grounded in exploitation.
But so we're sitting here benefiting from capitalism, and you know that because you would.
I understand that we are benefiting. I understand that we are benefiting from capitalism, but I also understand that we would have other people and a majority of people benefit if we were not solely capitalist. That is what it means to be a Black radical. Is to understand that I can benefit as well as others.
So, Amanda, what is your solution then? Because we know that capitalism benefits us, and people are coming here every day.
My solution is what I continue to say. We need to have coalition building across cultural differences, across ethnicities, across classes.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
The Kaepernick doc on ESPN. First of all, excuse me. There's another one. I couldn't finish the first one, because the first one was bullshit. The first one was this motherfucker sitting there talking about how the process he went through to get drafted was akin to the slave trade, actually. It's just like, my guy, can we not be for real for a tangential second?
White people.
I've never said it didn't.
But I
this
think
obsession with white people fails to acknowledge the fact that there are people who benefit from white supremacy.
But we live in America,
Let me finish my point. There are people who benefit from white supremacy that do not identify themselves as white. They don't consider that to be the most important element of their identity, because they understand that at the end of the day, we need to see each other as humans that all deserve a right to exist.
Exactly.
We all deserve a right to exist, and I shouldn't have to earn my right to exist. And that is what capitalism does.
You have to earn it. That's what
That is what this nation is. You do have to earn it. You do. Yes, you do. That is why we are criminalizing the poor. We are criminalizing the poor on a regular basis. How so? Because we're not even allowing for a wage to happen to allow people to get out of poverty. We are seeing inflation grow.
We both have people in our family that have done it, so we can't.
No, we have not had people that have done it. My mother came to America with an entire nursing degree. I can't say, oh, well, my mother did it, why can't you? Because my mother
was pregnant at 19 from the south side of Chicago with no degree and still made
good for your mom.
My mama was selling crack just to make ends meet. Well, my mama was selling pussy to make ends meet. Well, my mama killed a kid to make ends meet. Well, my mama did this. Well, my mama did that. Nigga, so we all died.
But this is the thing. So we can't do it. It's not, the question isn't whether or not some people can do it. The question and the reality is that it is not available to everyone in an equal way.
And that's unfortunate, but you know we live in a broken society. I went to Nigeria and they're having the same problems in the black people that are
It's a broken society.
But it's the same thing in Nigeria.
Nigeria is a broken society, whereas Burkina Faso is not. Burkina Faso is not. That's time. My final claim is black conservatism fails to meet the needs of the working class. Ant dog. Okay, talk to me.
So I think black conservatives, we're the ones who really want the best for working people. I think we're the ones, like a lot of the liberals, a lot of the leftists, the ones who do things like office work. They want us to go reparations, try to get things from the government, and get handouts. We say, hey, go out there and work. Go out there and get these jobs that are available. Work with your hands, do skilled trades. That's where a lot of us talk about, skilled trades. So working class, that's really a black conservative thing, in my humble opinion.
I would beg to disagree. I think that would be true if black conservatism also created pathways for people to get those jobs and also to be able to challenge the corporations that are using their labor, that are stealing from them and not impeding them from having a union. So for instance, like in the South, right? I just left North Carolina where I met with the USSW, the Union of Southern Service Workers. This is an unofficial union of individuals who work at places like Waffle House, at Food Lion, etc. And their unofficial union is unofficial because the conservatives in that state will not allow for them to be officialized.
Legitimized.
Legitimized.
There you go. I got you.
It will not allow for them to be legitimized because then they would be able to push back legitimately on the corporations to get fair wages, right? So like someone was telling me in this organization that she was in Baltimore getting $15.25 as a minimum wage, and then when she moved just one state away, she was now only getting $7.25 for minimum wage, but the cost of living was the same for her. So when we talk about, you know, the effort of saying go out and get these jobs and get these trades, etc., I think that is valid, but I think that the impediments by leveling up corporations and by pouring into the effort of corporations to keep billionaires, as black conservatives, you are actually cutting off the ability for those people to excel.
Okay, I understand your point, but a lot of us are more about being self-sufficient. So the South, a friend of mine down there, King Randall, has a school for boys. He's 22 years old. He has a bunch of kids living with him. He's teaching them physical skills they can do. Okay, being a mechanic, working on your car, working on your house, doing things with your hands. So you don't got to worry about corporations. You could be your own man. You could be your own woman. And also, didn't you also say earlier that you're against unions? But are you
No,
for them
I
now?
never said that.
Also, you're
Was never something she said. She never said she was against unions.
You're for unions.
Absolutely.
So when you keep black folks out, you're for that as well? Because that's traditionally what they've done, keep black folks out, correct?
Obviously, I am not for that. The reality is that unions have definitely in the beginning kept black folks out. And the reason why they were keeping black folks out is because after the Civil War, when there was Reconstruction, you had all these black people that had been used with free labor and they had skills, right? Whether they were a blacksmith or a carpenter or whatever. However, they could not get jobs because the white people who now had to fend for themselves, if you will, because they didn't have slaves, they had to go and learn all these trades.
Right.
And so they actively kept black people out of those jobs. And then what they would do is that when they would, as a union, say, we're going on strike, the black people would be like, well, we'll work, because they won't let us in their union anyway. And then when they would go and actually get those jobs that the people were on strike for, they would hang them. They would lynch them. So yes, these are real things that have taken place. But we keep having these conversations where we acknowledge the past when it's convenient, and then we only say in the present when it's convenient. So you can't simultaneously say, well, everybody's fine now and there's no systemic racism, at the same time as stating that there are unions that are racist and unions that aren't racist. Ultimately, there is racism in the United States. It is deeply embedded. We have seen it in a myriad of examples, even just yesterday or today. And black conservatives are working against the working class because they are actively placing their vision, their ideology of black excellence in economics solely.
Well, there is racism
and in individual economics.
Okay.
And I think that's really the big difference of what we're talking about right now. You're talking about every man for themselves. Every man for themselves.
No, I don't say that.
Oh, you
I say that we have to be individual as people, as black people, but still get all of us on the same page. My friends at school, he's not just looking out for himself, looking for all these kids as well. So it's like, okay, I bring myself up and then bring everybody else up rather than relying upon the corporations and white people to lift this up. That's where we come from.
So I think there's a difference between relying on and acknowledging that there are impediments of. And I want to acknowledge the reality that we keep seeming to bump up against, which is that everybody has equal ability, and they don't. Everybody doesn't have the same impediments. So for instance, I grew up with a single parent, not because
Me too.
I grew up with a single parent, not because my father was some deadbeat that didn't have. My father has a MD from Harvard. My father has an MBA from Tufts.
My dad was a firefighter, so working class, conservative.
He just didn't want to be a parent. So when we talk about this whole idea,
Niggas gonna talk about the fathers in the home again. Oh, they gonna talk about the fathers being in the homes again. They're not in the homes. They're looking for a home. Oh, bitch, let me hear you.
Of like, oh, the blacks that are, not doing the thing. It's not about necessarily what class you're in. It's literally just about, we live in a nation that gives the option of, I don't want to be a parent. We live in a nation that gives.
I ain't gonna lie, randomly said, hey, my father has an MD from Harvard. He just didn't want to be a parent. That's not the bar you might think it is, Amanda. that is not the bar you think it is.
Gives the option of, I don't need to be in cooperation with our community.
Black fathers.
And as far as I'm concerned, black conservatives do not address the needs of the working class, which are fair access to resources, which are equal access to getting jobs, which are equal pay to the same access as others. And we don't.
Equal to who?
Equal to other states even. Like, there's no reality where you can say that the same amount of white people are working low-wage jobs per capita as black people. A lot of the reason is because there's such a disparate incarceration of black people that it impedes their ability to get higher level education as well as higher level employment, because we know about disenfranchisement.
All right, there you go.
That pregnant woman is not getting a chance. I'm starting to realize it. I wish I could feel bad, but in the grandest of schemes, man, fuck. Type shit ain't even fair. Type shit ain't even fair.
Hi, Layla.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Layla. I would actually argue that the black working class is failing themselves. Wouldn't you agree that, in order to get a job, in order to qualify for a certain position and an education system at a job, wouldn't you argue that it should be based off of qualifications and not your race or identity?
I've never argued that. I've never argued that. That's not
I know that you were saying that you would argue that it should be equal, right? So you're saying that there should be black Americans in education systems, in jobs, but wouldn't you argue that they should be qualified for those positions and not just placed there because of their skin color?
I've never disproved that.
Okay, so let's say—
That's not what DEI is.
Okay.
Do you know that?
Well, I'm not talking about DEI right now. Well,
because you're suggesting that I suggested that somebody should get a job just because they're black. And I've never asserted anything like that.
I mean, I understand that you may not say that exactly, but a lot of the things are, they're pointing to that.
No, it's not pointing to that. And so that is that. I need to clear this up because it's a really important point.
Okay.
We live in a nation that has actively pedestaled white people. Can we all agree on that? That we
in the past.
We can't.
No, you're not going to get these motherfuckers to agree. I'm mad.
In the past, but not currently. But not currently.
So, okay, fair. Okay, so how many black people are part of this administration's cabinet?
I'm not sure. Can you tell me? Can you fill me in?
Zero. Who?
So it seems like there may be a couple.
That's not a cabinet.
I don't know.
Scott Turner.
Okay.
So we got two.
So there are.
So we got two.
Can we also?
We got two. So back to your point. DEI is about expanding.
Oh yes. Okay.
Not lowering credibility.
Okay.
So if we have a system that has very actively said these particular people are the best people simply because of their race, DEI said, or their gender.
Okay.
Because DEI mostly leveled up white women.
Okay. So it would be incorrect if it's if we're pointing toward this a majority of race is qualified because of the skin, the basic skin.
Absolutely. Yeah. Whether they're white, black.
Okay,
I mean, race is fake anyway.
Now, I do want to touch on a point that you did mention earlier, that you would argue that, black people have less opportunities in America. I do not agree with that. I have not had,
First of all, you're a light-skinned woman.
And so are you.
Yes.
And yes. We've now reached our apex. None of you matter because you're light-skinned. Why are we having this conversation about my black people with a bunch of light-skinned women? You're a quarter of the way from being one of them supremacists. Why are you speaking? Oh, I hate conversations like this.
You're doing great for yourself.
Yes, and so colorism really does serve us.
But I do want to say, why do you think that is, though? Why do you think that? Do you think it's just
in Springfield? They're eating the dogs.
This is a sad world we live in.
Based off the color of our skin, or do you think it's based off of the reputation that black people make for themselves?
What reputation are black people making for themselves?
What would you argue? Because I mean, when I look at
who makes a reputation for black people?
Let's look at music, for example.
We already had this conversation with somebody else.
Well, we're gonna have it again. Most of the people that
are we?
Most of the people.
I mean, you are. Shit, she's standing right there. She got a point to make off it. Amanda, so you about to do the thing. Amanda, you kick it off, and then they return the favor, and then it just devolves. I'm
going to shut it down right now and let you know that the reality.
There you go. See? Told you.
Is that when you come to black music, for you to say most of the people, you've already lost the argument.
Am I right?
There is no most of the people with black people because you haven't heard of all of black music.
Most of the music that is, let's say, maybe exalted or shown by the media, right?
And who controls those systems?
The yarmulke. I need to stop saying that. I need to stop saying that. I'm losing my brain cells. Listen. Fuck! Freddie! Springtrap! I'm losing a lot, but shit.
And black Americans. But who's putting it out there? We are. Black. We're the ones putting it out there.
Distribution systems that are putting them out there are owned by white people.
Who listens to them? Because I can bet you most of my friends, my black.
Why do you guys care about DEI if it benefits white women? Because the gimmick perpetuated by a lot of people who just so happen to be conservative is that DEI helps out the gender-specific fluid people and the blacks. And then the counter
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
And then the counter is actually it helps out more white women than it does black. That's why. Did black fatigue win this debate? You know what? The dark side of the force says maybe. That's how y'all fall into that trap. Natanya and Ahsoka. Because y'all the ones that said the thing. The reason that gets used as a response is because for all this time DEI has been a topic for some of y'all that don't even apply to these jobs, is because they were using it to say, hey, why the fuck is this black person working here? They're unqualified. They're only here because of DEI. When those planes kept fucking crashing at the beginning of the year, niggas was yelling DEI like it was candy to throw out. And they just kept throwing it out. Like, they threw it out like candy. Motherfuckers have worded DEI as, oh, you don't qualify for this, so here you go. I'd be itching.
Friends that are not conservative, they listen to that music that defiles their bodies.
You know
that
who
talks
else
about black on black crime and
everybody
it's a good
else.
thing.
But if
Am
we
I
don't
right?
acknowledge that they are not in the same way pursuing white voices talking about the same thing, even though they are. We simply
No,
have
they're
to
not,
start at the
Barton.
branches of a tree and not at the root. We have to understand that the media is king. Okay, media is king.
And media does not favor conservatism. I can tell you that right now. I mean, look at the protests right now in Los Angeles.
Depending on who is in office, media does favor them.
I mean,
Media
we have
has
Trump in office right now,
has
and
never
media is not
favored-
favoring Trump at all.
Media is absolutely not favoring Trump
Okay,
in certain
thank you.
spaces because Trump is also not
24-hour stream, I'd rather cut my hand.
favoring that particular type of media. But it depends on the day. And we have to acknowledge that regardless of whether you talk conservatism or not, media has never favored black people at any point.
All right, guys, that's time. You've been voted out.
Thank you.
Especially when them dildos was getting thrown up. Never mind.
Thank you.
I'm back.
Hold on. Did I see that woman move? All right. I think she started to realize it's time to give up. I think she's starting to realize it might be time to give up because she ain't getting up there.
I'm back. So let's talk about facts. I just want to move back to systemic racism because you mentioned systemic racism earlier. I just want to look at 3 applications of systemic racism against white people and against East Asians as well. So for example, we have the National College Attainment Network, which defines affirmative action or even race-conscious admissions as taking race as one of the factors whether or not you're going to admit a student. And we noticed that when race-conscious admissions was out of it, black enrollment dropped 64% at UC Berkeley. And that is an act of systemic racism. Trying to look at people's races and allow them to colleges whether or not they're of a set race is racism. And it's race-conscious. And Martin Luther King's most famous quote is that he doesn't want his children to be judged based on race, but by the content of their character. And the content of people's characters also includes merit. We have another example of systemic racism. Burgess Owens, he's a representative out of Utah. He's a black Republican representative. He called out the MIT president for having black-only dormitories. I mean, what does that mean? Why are we trying to segregate each other and say that black people feel safer amongst black people? And the truth is, they're actually more in danger when they're around black people. And that's unfortunate. It's sad that I'm saying this, but it's the case, and I have to say it because it's true. Okay, black people are killing each other at a vast, crazy rate. Black men rapping about it. It's savagery. It's barbaric, and we shouldn't be doing it as a people. We should try to get more Ben Carson's. Ben Carson's cousins were murdered when he was younger.
I don't know who Ben Carson is. Can we get more of Sade? I need more smooth operator. Smooth operator. Smooth operator.
But his mother came to him and gave him a book and told Ben Carson to read and study so to not be like his cousins. And Ben Carson separated 2 twins at the back of the head. He's known as one of the best renowned neurologists or neuroscientists that we've ever seen, right?
Ben Carson
That's
said
what
that
we
slaves were immigrants.
Well, they were brought here to the United States, and many of them were slaves, and we know that to be a fact.
What is the difference between someone being an immigrant and being a stolen person?
I mean, I understand that many people were stolen here, but 90% of historians agree that slavery would have not been possible if black slave owners within Africa didn't sell it to people. White people didn't show up and just start stealing people. They didn't do that. That's not how that works.
They literally did that.
But they didn't. They worked with black owners and black
They
Arabs.
literally did that. And Arabs did that as well. And I think it's very important. And I think it's important to note that there is an oversimplification of history as well as of black people in Africa. There's a failure to acknowledge that in Africa, black people did not consider themselves black people. That was a racial distinction that was solely created by white oppressors to legitimize slavery.
Arab oppressors, actually, because the Arabs did it in the
To
7th century. They were
legitimize,
the first ones.
they did not name it under blackness. They simply just decided we're going to go and have enslavers. This was a decision that was actualized and then tried to be pushed forward through eugenics. Literally.
You know what's crazy? I might be I did anybody else? I know y'all can barely see it, but I've been paying attention to this. This is the longest I haven't seen that fucking media blurb pop up on the side to give like information. I feel like whoever the fuck was supposed to edit this shit could not find anything. And they all just gave up.
There was an executive order that was passed a few months ago that said that Donald Trump wants to now control the museums because he wants to take back control of the narrative around race. And in one of these museums that they cited was that there was a display that speaks about race not as a biological thing,
Like, this would be the perfect time for one of those things to pop up, and I don't see it.
but as something that has just been created as a social construct. And he stated that that is an incorrect expression of race, that race is biological.
But it is biological. Like, let's look at our phenotypical traits, the nose differences,
wow.
the hair texture. It's a biological thing. Sure, there's a
It is
social
not,
concept,
sir,
but there's
sir,
biological
okay,
differences.
sir, you're very convicted in your lack of information
People can
around
look
these things. Race and ethnicity are two different things, okay?
I'm not
Ethnicity
racist.
is where you're from. Race is literally something that was created to put people into categories of caste, to put people into categories of oppression. Race is not something that you are. Race is something that was bestowed and put
That's
upon you.
racism, not race. Race is
No,
simply an
race is
aggregation.
literally something that was created and put upon you. And I want you to listen to me as somebody who has studied this, who has a master's in African American Studies from the Institute for Research in African American Studies at Columbia University. I want you to understand very clearly that race is not something that is biological. There is literally
Look at us.
no,
Look at the
there is no,
differences.
there is many differences that are equated to ours that
And
have
they're
nothing
not
to do with race.
biological? Melanin
That has nothing to
content
do
is
with
not
race.
biological at
So
all?
if you have a black parent and you have a white parent, and now you come out looking white, how is that a biological?
But most
proof
of
your
them
race?
come
There's no
out
most of them.
having curly hair.
Stop. There's no most of them. You do not
Mixed
have
race?
anything
You're
to do with
mixed
that.
race, too.
I am not mixed race. My mother is black and my father is black.
Well, my
This is going to be the most drastic deviation you've ever heard from me. But the only reason I could possibly keep up with this is because there was a video from MatPat years ago about the relation between Rosalina being the father of Luigi or Mario and the reference of big and small d alleles. And I swear to God, I passed a test because of a fucking game theory video. Like, this motherfucker was going around like, answer this question for points. And I literally was able to answer the question because of a fucking game theory video. That's why MadPat is becoming a fucking politician, just so y'all know.
father is also considered black, but he's very much has a lot of European DNA.
You know what I think? I think that you are at a phase of your learning where you are a contrarian, and I look forward to seeing your development because I have a feeling that you're actually going to flip the script eventually because you are somebody that definitely is grounded in wanting to learn facts and wanting to learn the truths of things. However, you're currently still stuck in an indoctrinated space that is tricking you into thinking that you are something that you are not. You are a black person who is literally having to receive the result of racism, but ultimately you are of an ethnicity that has thrived in spite of it, and that is where we really exist from, and that is where our resilience comes from in spite of systemic racism.
I think our resilience is happening now. I think growing, understanding the real problems, not going out and trying to protest against. You guys don't ever do this. KTS.
You
Dre,
guys don't ever do that. Who is you guys?
Members of the black community don't want to hold people accountable, especially black people. So KTS Dre was shot 60 times outside of Cook County, Chicago. How many BLM members came out? You guys, you earlier said BLM
Stop
is
referring to me as you guys.
Okay, that's fine. So, for example, we had a really good example of this where it's not a police because I remember you
Where are
said,
you from?
where am I from? What do you mean by that? Like, what state am I from? Where was I born?
Where do you live right now?
I live in Florida. I was born in Angola, though. I was born in sub-Saharan Africa. Okay.
Where did you grow up for most of your time?
In Maine. I lived in North America.
In Maine.
Yes.
And what is the population of black people in the town that you're from?
It's really extremely low, but I grew up around black people, and there's a black community where I lived.
And that black community that you lived in, did they teach you about black history in the United States?
I
Like,
learned black
are your parents black American?
Yeah, my mom is black. My father's black.
No, I'm asking, were they born in the United
No,
States?
because I wasn't born there.
Oh, so you guys are all from Angola?
Yes.
Who let this immigrant into my...
But again, like I told you earlier, right? In terms of people like KTS, they were shot. BLM doesn't come out for them. And I remember you earlier said, you earlier said that BLM is worried about police, but when Daniel Penny choked out the man that we all know was causing violence on that subway train.
He was not causing violence.
Now is the point where they put this up? Now, like literally now? I was just sitting here saying they even brought that thing up several minutes. Now they're able to sit here and bring this shit up? Daniel Penny put Jordan Nelly in the show code after Nelly allegedly threatened, harassed, and yelled at passengers on the New York subway. Penny was found not guilty. Oh God, scream. Oh my God, scream. Oh my God, scream. You Angolian agent of chaos. Why would you get in front of that fucking thing? You are actually a horrific human being who deserves nothing but the pits of Tartarus bleeding down your anal rectum. You are sick for what you did. Like literally, all the shit that's been said, they never put it up again, and now they do. I'm devastated.
Violence. Causing disruption is not causing violence.
He was threatening people.
Causing disruption is not causing violence.
And the people there helped them also. And you know that we helped them.
I don't know what that has to do with BLM. Random people on a train is not Black Lives Matter.
BLM showed up for that. They just
showed up for what?
BLM showed up threatening white people, saying that they were going to
No, they didn't. BLM protested. BLM protested.
Wait, after Penny, fuck another one. After Penny was found not guilty, a Black Lives Matter leader called for black vigilantes to retaliate. As the trial was ending, an unknown group placed signs on subways that said a man was lynched here. What did he say?
In terms of people like KTS, they were shot. BLM doesn't come out for them. And I remember you earlier said, you earlier said that BLM is worried about police, but when Daniel Penny choked out the man that we all know was causing violence on that subway train.
He was not causing violence.
He was
causing disruption is not causing violence.
He was threatening people.
Causing disruption is not causing violence.
And the people there helped them also. And you know that we helped them.
I don't know what that has to do with BLM. Random people on a train is not Black Lives Matter.
BLM showed up for that. They just
showed up for what?
BLM showed up threatening white people, saying that they were going to
No, they didn't. BLM protested. BLM protested. Where did you get that from? You see, your sources are not. You're not able to cite your sources. Please go sit down.
Yeah, that's the truth.
It's not the truth. It's not the truth. It's not. Nothing you say is actually the truth. Nothing. You're not even American.
Wait, did he just walk away? You pussy.
Please go sit down.
Yeah, that's the truth.
It's not the truth. It's not the truth. It's not the truth.
And he went to go sit down. Pussy.
Nothing you say is actually the truth. Nothing. You're not even American. You're not even a black American. As the daughter of an immigrant, it is imperative that black people from other places understand the disparate difference that they exist from black people in the United States. It is not the same, period. And ultimately, the best effort that we can do as a diaspora is to lead in understanding, not in judgment. So
Well, sorry to say, Amanda, there's not one person in that room right now who can lead in understandment. There's not one of you. Not one of you in that room. In that room right now is a room of people who will not live in understandment. They will live in constant argument. I'll give you that. They'll live in that perpetual I'm right and just be catty about it. No dice. Can't get behind ya.
when I am talking to somebody from Sudan, from the Congo, from Angola, I am listening to understand their experience, not to undermine it. And I refuse to allow anybody from Grenada, from Angola, from any other place to come and try to undermine the experience of Black Americans.
Amanda would now choose a conservative to debate for 10 minutes. I ain't gonna lie. This would be the moment. It's literally all on Amanda now. Amanda can choose to pick this pregnant woman. She can choose this. We could finally hear. I have not skimmed through this. We have watched this from start to finish. Amanda, please pick the pregnant woman.
Who feels passionately about something that they want to talk to me about? I choose John Samuel because I like his facial hair and dashiki pairing.
You like... I will never... Pregnant women are the most disrespected minority group on the face of the fucking earth. And it ain't even a conversation. How? Really? Really? You don't like his facial hair? Amanda, I know your silly little game. Ooh, Amanda, you just wanted motherfuckers to look at that decrepit shit. Ooh, Amanda.
I feel like he's gonna sing a mean R&B.
Which one? My claim is that Black people as a community need to walk away from the Democratic Party and progressivism completely. I'm saying this from a...
You wanted this.
My claim is...
You wanted that. You wanted this shit. Ooh, Amanda hate... You know what? Black radicals hate pregnant women. Black conservatives hate pregnant women. You all hate pregnant women. That's what I'm taking away from this stream. I'm taking it from this stream. You all hate pregnant women. Pregnant women mean nothing to any of you. You hear that, Janet? You fucking close your legs to be a part of this. No one will respect you. Not even me.
Is that Black people as a community need to walk away from the Democratic Party and progressivism completely. I'm saying this from a very unique perspective. I'm not trying to shout myself or anything. This is really just my experience. Currently, I'm running for Congress, right? And one of the...
I would not vote for you, Yosemite Sam.
Biggest hurdles I have...
Because of that hair.
In doing that is the Black community. It's because they expect us to be in this box.
What's the box?
The box would be, okay, you're Black, so you got to be a Democrat. You got to think this way. You have to have this view on this matter.
No, you got to tell me, think what way?
Like,
I really want to understand.
So let's take immigration. That's a hot button issue right now, especially in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
My view is that you should come here the legal way, and that if you don't come here the legal way, you are subject to the laws of the country. But I also feel that if you're...
would disagree with that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying is that a lot of people, especially where I'm from San Diego, will like to put Black conservatives in this box. And the reason why I say specifically in my claim that Black people need to walk away from the Democratic Party is because every single election cycle, all they do is use us as their tokens. They use us as their kind of election tools. They use us as these campaign posters. They tell us to come to their rallies. They tell us to sing on their stages. They tell us to do...
Sir, I live in a timeline where Trump used a child with cancer as a prop. This is not exclusive to those dirty Democrats. The Mexicans got used as a prop and, funny enough, got deported. What are we doing here? This is not exclusive. I'm sorry, but this is not exclusive to that old dirty Democratic side.
Do all these things and they forget about us 3 other years and they remember us 4 years later. Every single cycle, it happens again and again.
He also pushed Goldstein. Hey, you gotta appeal to that black some way, somehow, and that's the way.
And I'm one of the people, like, I really appreciate you because it seems like you have a love for the black community and you have a love for people, and I appreciate that. And I do too, because I don't express that in the same way as, let's say, as a black person who's a member of the Democratic Party. I get called Uncle Tom, I get called a racist, I hate myself, I love myself, and I love our people. I love everything about.
You're highly emotional, my son, and I don't like it. Your emotions are not valid in this moment. You're a man.
We have done so much for this country. We built this table that everyone is seated at. We deserve rights. We deserve all these things. However,
I bet $40 that table says made in China. I'm putting money on the line that table says made in China. I'm putting it all on the line. I'm putting it all on the line that should say made in China. I'm putting it all on the line that every fucking piece of fabric in that motherfucking room say made in China. So who really made it? Made it? Wow. Who really made it? Was it the hardworking African American? Or was it a human child?
However, what I don't like more than anything, is being used. It's being used by politicians, being used by governments as some type of puppet to say, here's my black person that's voting for me. I don't like that. And it makes me...
Listen, I understand why you're saying it about them dirty Democrats. I get it. That's what they do. There's another group that also does it. There's another group that also does it. It can't just be one group. It can't. It never is one group. It's the yarmulkes.
Is that no matter you're Democrat, Independent, Green Party, whatever? Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
I completely agree. I completely agree. I would add to that it's no different with the Conservative Party. That there is 1,000% a use of black people to weaponize a concerted effort to literally, quote unquote, make America great again. The concept of make America great again did not start with Donald Trump. It started with Ronald Reagan, and it happened right after the Civil Rights Movement. There was a very strong, visceral response by white people after the Civil Rights Movement, after the Voting Rights Act of 1965, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Housing for...
I'm so thrown off. I went to the more section. Jubilee has a dating channel. I shudder to fucking think what these people look like. What do these people... I never finished... Oh my... Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. No.
To literally...
No. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel right now. I don't know. Personally, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel right now. I do not. I do not. I do not. I do not. I feel hurt. I feel misguided. I feel used. And just want to point out that motherfucker, him right there, him behind mustache, he wore that shit just to be seen, and ain't nobody noticed it but us. That's fucking sad.
Quote unquote, make America great again. The concept of make America great again did not start with Donald Trump. It started with Ronald Reagan, and it happened right after the Civil Rights Movement. There was a very strong, visceral response by white people after the Civil Rights Movement, after the Voting Rights Act of 1965, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Housing Act of 1969, the Economic Opportunity Act of 1965. These were all efforts that were put in place on a federal level to say, okay, fine, here, damn, we're gonna give you a little bit of something to get your weight up. After that, there was a active effort made by conservatives, because that's also when we saw the flip between the Democratic and Republican parties. There was a flip. That's actively what happened. There was a flip.
And since Reconstruction, Democratic Party has been the party of slavery, the party of racism.
There was a flip because the Democrats were more aligned with making these civil rights concessions than the Republicans. That's the flip. Ultimately, though, the flip is what people are misappropriating, because the flip isn't a 180, okay? If the flip is literally just, we was this and now we this. And that is not the same as we are for black people. The Democratic Party is not for black people, nor is the Republican Party. Any nation that has a bipartisan system that doesn't even allow for its own people to determine who are going to be the candidates for president isn't for its people in general, beyond blackness. So it's imperative that we began to truly understand the systems at work in this government that not only hinder us as Black people, but they hinder anyone who wants to see change because they are ultimately working together. Now, do we see one party activating higher levels of discrimination than others? Yes. Do we see one party that is more violent per se than others? Yes. And we can say this on many different levels. But when it comes to like enacting genocide or destabilizing other nations, we know that that happens on an American level, regardless, okay? I completely agree that the idea that you have to act a certain way as a Black person is really problematic because the Democrats and the Republicans, neither of them actually care about Black people. And when we talk about conservatism or we talk about being a liberal, neither of these aspects were grounded in how do we help to repair the harm that we have caused an entire group of people who made it possible for us to even have a constitution. So you can sit here and show me whatever you want.
No. The only reason I was going to show you this is because
even with that constitution, we weren't even humans. When they wrote it.
So that was another fact check I wanted to kind of fact check before, but I couldn't say anything. But the 3/5 compromise had nothing to do with you're 3/5 of a person. The 3/5 compromise had to do with representation in Congress. So there's a little note here if you open this.
The 3/5 compromise said that the Southern slaveholders needed to be represented fairly in Congress, and because there was so many.
3/5 compromise was made at the Constitutional Convention and allowed Southern states to count 3 out of every 5 slaves for the population survey that determined representation in Congress.
More slaves than actual white people in the South. They were allowed to count their slaves as representation, even though those slaves did not have the ability to vote.
If we were at that time, let's say the 3/5 compromise never happened, we were a whole person as in light of the government, right? If that happened, then this America would not be the America that you know today. Because what it was is, if it was, we were counted.
You're defending the 3/5 compromise, bro.
Listen for a second.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to mischaracterize what I'm saying. Okay. Slavery was wrong. It was absolutely disgusting and immoral thing. Okay. I have nothing good to say about that. But the 3/5 compromise, if you counted a person who was a slave as a whole person at that time, most of the slaves were held in the south of the Mason-Dixon line, right? So what would happen is they would have more representation in Congress, and thus those laws that were, by the abolitionists, those would have been gone. Okay. So that would have gave the South more power to do the things that they couldn't do. So that's why they said the 3/5 compromise, because then if it's 3/5 compromise, they don't get that power. But of course.
How's it hanging, Leon? Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Buddy. Everybody's lost brain cells today.
They're people, so they have to say something, and that's where this came into play. Because if it wasn't for that, this country would have looked a lot differently.
So you're suggesting that it was okay for slaves' bodies to not only be used for labor, but also used to empower those.
We of all of us today have regretted this moment.
Who are harming them to be fairly represented in government?
I think it's absolutely, they should have been used, period.
Okay, so then we agree on that.
Yeah,
so we agree on that.
It was absolutely abhorrent. There's no excuse for it. There's no justification for it.
So then where's the argument? Because ultimately, when there was an opportunity in Reconstruction for there to be equality and humans considered in a real way and protected.
Democrats torched it. Andrew Johnson.
Yes, as well as the Supreme Court.
I think he said this video is my 13th reason.
That's actually more important.
The Supreme Court made a number of decisions that hindered racial equality during Reconstruction. That includes the infamous Plessy v. Ferguson separate but equal decisions which allowed for segregation.
What we have to acknowledge. The Supreme Court tortured. The Supreme Court has actively, throughout this entire existence of this nation, been at the forefront of impeding any advancement, and it ends up sending us back over and over and over again because it doesn't have term limits, because it doesn't have term limits. It's not elected, it's appointed, and ultimately they have made it abundantly clear that they pick and choose when it's the states that are going to have rights and when they're going to be in a federal position of precedence.
Well, that's to do with the supremacy clause. So the supremacy clause is when a federal law is in conflict with the state's law. The federal law, for example, in California, weed is legal, right?
But federally
it's not. So they can come down here and they could say, hey, we're going to write all these places, and they would be completely in line with the law.
And so this is how segregation and discrimination ended up existing even after the civil rights laws of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment were passed, because Congress said we need to protect Black people, and the Supreme Court said we actually are not going to give you the right to do so. For what it's worth, I think we can do this back and forth all day, but at the end of the day, I will completely agree with you. Black people need to let the Democrats go. I think Black people need to let both of these parties go and figure out a way to move forward together in our own nation.
You know what? I can actually get on with that because, I don't believe that.
And that's where somebody says we'll go back to Africa.
All Republicans are, good.
Not me, though.
And not using us as well. I agree with that. And I'm for no matter what color skin you are or Black, whatever it is, just think for yourself. If you think for yourself and you do your own research and you want to be a liberal radical, go for it. If you want to think for yourself and be a Green Party, go for it.
I agree with this. Everybody knows
and be a Republican, then go for it. It's okay.
Oh, God. I don't need you to be pretending to be a church sermon.
I'm down for that. Think for ourselves.
How the fuck did you know I was in here?
Let's do it. Wanting to uplift us rather than treat us like a monolith. And that's what I'm all about. Regardless if you're a Democrat, Green Party, Republican, I just think that people are far more complex than we give them credit.
There is an active effort of folks on any side of the aisle that want to see the elevation of Black people to be able to come together and have real conversations that are grounded, not in stats, and this is going to sound real woo-woo, but it's what it is, that are grounded in love. And I hope that whatever anyone took away from this conversation is the reality that I really do love Black people.
I have what I took away from this conversation.
I love people, and I love the ability to exist on this earth and have access to joy.
I think sometimes things get a little bit heated, and that's okay because emotions get the best of us. But I think overall she did pretty well for her position. I don't agree with her for the most part, but I think she did pretty well.
Just kind of seeing this dynamic, that this is really what happens. A lot of times when we look at discourse, we look at it online, so everybody's typing and typing. But this is what real discourse looks like. When you have to really sit in front of someone and unpack your arguments, you can see the pressure that causes and how you have to really kind of have your thoughts together and how heated and emotional you can get. So I think the fact that you guys, created this space for us to be able to do that is awesome. Whether it was productive.
It's terrible. It lets motherfuckers know in real time that a lot of people get their talking points from others who don't read a book. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible. But Jubilee loved that soundbite because Jubilee's been getting shit for almost half of a year now Because it is. What's going on? Zamaria, oh my darling, I have something to show you. I found your future husband. You, Janet, Natanya, I found your husband. No, it's not that art of me. Oh, no, it's this. I found him. No need to thank me. No need to applause. Just know I work in mysterious ways. I have found what you're looking for. He's got everything. Debating isn't about who's right or wrong. That statement and your next statement are the reason why debates no longer mean fucking anything. A debate is supposed to be about who's right and who's wrong, but because I live in a world where it's more about the soundbite and then running to your hug box to talk about how much you've won, or in the case of combing through all of these fucking tweets, the snippets where one looks right based on which hug box you sit in and how one looks stupid based on which hug box you live in. It devolved so drastically. We have allowed any concept of understanding beliefs and proving how one belief is more destructive or worthless than the next one into soundbite central. And that is why I would record myself jerking my own wiener and sucking the remnants of what comes out of me off of the ground before you ever see me do a live debate about anything. Ladies, and perhaps gentlemen, it's over. What did we learn? What did we learn? What did everyone learn today? I already knew what I learned, so I'm satisfied. Well, actually, I learned that we found the attractive male gaze. It's right here. It's right. This is the definition of a masculine man. That right there screams to me masculinity. It screams to me the perpetual understanding in one's moments. Jubilee is still bitching. I learned that I have a migraine. This is amazing. This is all real informative moments in time. We love it. We love every single second of it. It's amazing. It's masterful even. It perpetuates the clinical understanding. I learned that I hate it here. No, you don't. You know you love it here because I'm here. I'm here to provide the intellectual brevity that allows you in the moment to understand what is right and what may be wrong. People like to yell, who's we? This ain't right. There's no common ground at all. There will never be. Listen, the internet will allow you to think that you can't find any form of real discourse. And based on what we just watched, I understand if you walked away from this thinking that you can't debate your understandings or beliefs with anyone, but you can. But you have to come with sincerity and the willingness to understand a point opposite from yours. And none of the people in the room could do that. Not Amanda, not the 20 blacks. And I think, also, everyone hates pregnant women. I don't know, but I didn't like that man's face. Jean, what do you mean? This is the definition of a masculine man. It's a masculine man. He's a man of a man. I like how the picture right under this is just, Yeah. And listen, I'm not listening to any of these motherfuckers after the fact. I'm not listening to what any of these motherfuckers who left that debate got to say about it now. I just watched that whole thing. You all suck. I need a wide shot. I need a wide shot. All 21 of you in the room suck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Huh? Let me try that. Wait a minute. Let me try that one more time. We start from this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Am I retarded? That's not 20. It's not 20. Even if you count the baby in the stomach, that's 18. But we don't know if that baby's going to grow up to be conservative, so that's still 17. Where are the other 3? What the fuck? See, shit right here, this is why I don't watch this shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? It's 17 of them. I should sue. This is false advertising. You're super retarded. That's not the point. See you tomorrow. Go ahead, scurry along, little lad. Your negativity shall not proceed in this moment. Disgusting ne'er-do-well. They claim she had 1 kicked out. So where the other 2? All right, that's 1. Where the other one? There's 17 people in the room. 1 got kicked out. Where are the other 3? I said 2. Where are the other 3? The missing 2 people are the friends we made along the way. I mean, when you boil it all down, fuck. You know what? That truly is the best that you could look at it. All of the pomp and circumstance that has gone along this day, I believe what truly matters are indeed the friends we made along the way. Everyone say goodbye to your future husband. He is in your dreams and in your hearts and also in your nightmares. And if you feel like a little tingle on your chin, ladies, clearly you know where it came from. But I'm done. I'm out. I'm going to go hang out with white people because I got fatigued off this shit. Bye-bye.